Floyd and he was me, he wouldn't never have to fight again because that exhibition shit, as me being his little brother, hey, little bro, we finna do 10 rounds and we both gonna get 100+ million for it.
Right.
And we ain't never got to box again. Well, I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your just due. Right.
Yo, you know the deal. We back again. We never slacking. Word 'em up. Ladies and guys, whether if you drunk or you high, it's time to pay respects to the illest man alive. If you think you got a point, he'll shrink you down to size. And from there it's downhill like a slinky or a slide. Open your eyes, got a deep connection with the rise, so you might see them jump in whenever they go live. Peep it, this channel blowing up now, it's not a secret. With tons of exclusive interviews to listen to. Them other channels I hate, but yo, they missing clues. They start narratives, sip the goose and twist the truth. It don't take a rocket scientist to get the proof. Just click the live at 4 p.m. Eastern time. But when you chime in, make sure you keep it kind. But if cowards want to debate, then it's feasting time. My man Jusdu shine, busy all the time. Grind 24/7, 365. Videos he might have 365. My rhyme sick, they make you do a 365. You get a rich if you think you fit to survive. It's Jusdueboxing, time to click the live. Ain't no beginners, if you soft, you ain't down to ride. I crush you, respect too, it's Jusdu. He got the illest boxing show on the internet. The boy been a threat and he ain't even had dinner yet. Word 'em up. Yeah. You know what time it is. $4 p.m. Eastern. Click the link.
What's good? Salute to the fam. How y'all feeling on this good Wednesday? This windy Wednesday. We got our Wi-Fi situation fixed. Utility pole back together. We are back. We back, y'all. We are back. We gonna build on this boxing like we meant to do, like we do every day, though. You know. We gonna build. We got interesting little updates, some news that just came out right before I got up here. Interesting news that just came out before I got here. What's good with my guy Jordan, man? What it do, homie? You know it. You know I seen it. You know I seen it. They about to be, yeah, I'm telling you. Yeah, they gonna be up out of boxing, man. CJ, what it do, homie? And McQueen, what it do? What's good with it? Ray Patterson, my Jersey brethren. Rude Exposure, my God, what's good with it? They back in the headlines, y'all. They back in the mix. They back in the mix again. Them damn Schofields. They back at it again. Hey, man, so I guess all of this stuff that we was seeing, it's a means to an end, huh? I guess when we seen this, it meant something. You know? Them boys out there. Y'all probably don't know why I'm laughing, but if you know, you know. Yo. Nah, hell nah. I want to see where all the slander videos at. Where all the slander videos. Abdullah Mason is doing business with Turkey. Say it ain't so. John Wick, say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. Not Abdullah. Not Abdullah. I bet the Turkey haters punching like this right now.
You motivate more. Yeah. You motivate myself more than that. What?
the Turkey.
Yeah. You motivate more. Yeah. You motivate my son more, brother.
Oh man. Oh man. I can't wait to see how they gonna spend this shit. Oh man. I can't wait. Hey bro, I can't wait to see how they spend this one. But look, man, over here we had fun with boxing, man, because we love it, right? But some interesting developments came out. And Schofield Senior is back on the mix, man. He back in the mix. He back on the scene. Back in the mix. Back on the scene. And he hit us with some kind of sort of breaking news, but it all makes sense now because you seeing guys like Keyshawn, guys like Abdullah Mason over there with Turki. Hey man, they doing these dudes doing business out here, man. That's the way I see it. But man, Abdullah Mason, teach what it do. Abdullah Mason over there with Turki said ain't so. Said ain't so. Now he the next face of boxing. He don't need no Turki Alashikh. Say it again, Rube. Say it again, my guy. That's why I don't pay to be fake. See what it do, man. Shout out to everybody. Smash the like button, sub to the channel, smash the super chat, cash app, all that. We gonna build on this, man. Floyd Schofield Sr. just got the internet, just steered the internet up with this little clip right here.
But I just had to update y'all on something before it hit the news or before it hit social media. We've been offered a fight with Abdullah Mason. Hell yeah, we accept that. $2.5 million. That's the price. So put the money on the wood, it all go good. Yesterday price ain't today's price, baby. Let's get this money, baby. Yes, we'll fight that brother. Put the money on the wood. He's with Turki now and all them. Let's go. Jay Prince got money. Put that money up. Y'all believe on y'all guy. Put the fight on.
Hey, man. Did y'all count it? He made 6 references to money. And I'm going somewhere with this. He made 6 references to money in a 30-second clip. I want y'all to count this with me, bro. Pay attention to this.
But I just had to update y'all on something before it hit the news or before it hit social media. We've been offered a fight with Abdullah Mason. Hell yeah, we accept that. $2.5 million. That's the price.
That's so one.
Put the money on the wood, it all go good. Yesterday's price ain't today's price, baby. Let's get this money, baby. Yes, we'll fight that brother. Put the money on the wood. He's with Turki now and all them. Let's go. Jay Prince got money. Put that money up. Y'all believe on y'all guy. Put the fight on.
That's 6. Money. That's all. Listen. And the reason I'm going somewhere with this, he made about 6 references to money. 2.5 million, blah, 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 blah. Yesterday's price ain't today's price. Yeah, let's get this money. Let's get this money. Let's get this money. You know what I think? Do you want to know what I think every time I hear him speak? Be honest.
Since we being honest, let's be honest. Cause Shakur ain't no tank. Who did Shakur fight? Cause my boy, Floyd Schofield is the best, hands down. And I kept telling y'all that.
But I just had to update y'all on something before it hit the news or before it hit social media. We've been offered a fight with Abdullah Mason. Hell yeah, we accept that. $2.5 million. That's the price. So put the money on the wood, it all go good. Yesterday price ain't today's price, baby. Let's get this money, baby. Yes, we'll fight that brother. Put the money on the wood. He's with Turki now and all them. Let's go. Jay Prince got money. Put that money up. Y'all believe on y'all guy. Put the fight on.
Hey, yo. Oh man, yo, this is hilarious, bro. This is hilarious, man. But look, shout out. He says, kind of like these IG baddies hitting me up, asking me if I want to be an ambassador. You stupid. Marcus, what's good, homie? D-Man, my bro, what's good with it? Why is D-Man in white, yo? Why is D-Man in white? We're going to fix that right now. Why is my guy in white? That's my bro right there. We're going to get that right. Don't even worry about it. We're going to fix that. Yeah, man. So, look. I ain't here. I'm gonna keep it consistent. I ain't here to bash him. I ain't here to trash this dude or none of that. I ain't here to do none of that, right? I'm just here to give y'all my opinion on what he got going on, right? Look, we seen this story before. Keys, what's good with it, fam? Cornelius, what's good, player? How you feeling? Shout out to my guy Marcus. C. Wood in the building. Justin James, what's good, homie? How you feeling? Yeah, man, baby dude's feeling a lot better, man. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Forever G's, what it do? They said they don't want me to have rich. That's not gonna happen. Not my guy, not my brother. We gonna build though. Let's have some fun. Smash the like button. But look, y'all seen a clip from Schofield Sr. We seen this story before. My concern is how many times he referenced money. Right? We seen it too many. We seen this before with the Shakur situation, right? All he kept talking about was money. Yeah, we eat together now. We making over $1 million. It's like that was the selling point, and they never made it to the finish line, right? So I'm just a little hesitant. Excuse me, y'all, on believing if this is actually gonna come to fruition. Now, I'm not saying that it wasn't offered and all that. I'm pretty sure he ain't that crazy to just wake up and make up some news, right? So I do believe that, you know, he obviously was told something. You get what I'm saying? Maybe they actually was made an offer. We just gonna trust that an offer was made. He said 2.5 million. Yesterday's price ain't today's price. So they saying they getting more money, and you going in there with Mason. Listen, for you not to fight Shakur and to go fight Mason next, as a fight fan, I truly respect it. I do. I mean, I think that would make up for him not getting in the ring with Shakur. I think that'll make up for that. I think people will forget about that. I mean, they ain't gonna really forget, but they'll stop talking about it as much, right? I think that'll really kind of put him back in the good graces with some people, right? Because right now, his image just took a hit. I don't want to say it's stock, but his image definitely took a hit. People don't see them as trustworthy people, right? They don't believe the Schofields, right? They just think they in here clout chasing. So if he is to make it to this fight with Abdullah Mason, man, he got my respect for sure. You know what I'm saying? He definitely got my undeniable respect. This is what you want to do as a young fighter. All that stuff that your dad taught, these are the kind of moves that we want to see you make if you are the kind of fighter that your dad say you are, right? You're the best fighter in the world. Every you know, father of a fighter say that, right? But you know, Floyd Schofield Sr. really be pushing it. You know, my son is the best in the world. He's this, he's the strongest. He know the 18 styles of boxing and all that shit. So you get me? A move like this is what you want to see from a young Floyd Schofield. And like I said, y'all, for me, I could really respect this. I could get behind this if this is coming to fruition. Now, I do, and I would love to hear Abdullah Mason speak on this. So that makes me, I got to reach out to my guy because I definitely would like to talk to him, man. Really need to separate from his dad. I think he just need to play the back seat, CJ. You get what I'm saying? He don't need to be driving the car because he ain't the car. You get what I'm saying, CJ? He essentially, like, Kid Austin is in his own car, but he's the passenger. He in the passenger seat to his own vehicle. You get what I'm saying? And he ain't got no chauffeur. So he need to take a back seat and let the kid drive his own car and just guide him. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say he ruining him, but this recent, situation with Shakur definitely got people looking at them much different. Like, people don't respect it. It should look crazy. You get what I'm saying? It's hard to talk your way up out of that situation. It's hard to get people to believe that you really on it the way you say you on it, right? It's hard. You get what I'm saying? You're gonna really have to prove it. And this is one of the ways you do it. But like I said, man, I take this shit with a grain of salt because the focal point is money. Like, You got just say you got offered more money. You get what I'm saying? And you definitely taking it. You get me? You don't got to specify and say how much money. When that happens, I always look at it a little funny because you're putting business out there that don't need to be out there. We don't need to know how much the offer was for. We don't care. That's y'all money. That's y'all situation. All we need to know is that an offer was made and y'all taking it. And you saying, hell yeah, y'all gonna take the fight. Because again, this right here, he got to play this situation very strategically, and he has to make it to the finish line in this one. Win, lose, or draw, he got to make it to this fight. There ain't no going back now. There is no going back. I don't know if he jumped the gun. I don't know if it was this premature information that he just put out there to try to get people back on their side, because that's what it looked like. 2.5 million. Yeah. You know, yesterday's price ain't today's price. You know, Jay Prince got that, man. Jay Prince was getting you paid the first time with Shakur, and you ain't make it there. So now you about to go from Core to another Jay Prince investment in Abdullah Mason. Now you about to fight him, right? Okay. So let's see it then. Let's see it, man. Be about what you say you about. And like I said, the interesting thing about this situation right here is he's fresh off of misleading the people. Like, he built the Shakur Stevenson hype off of a bunch of lies and never made it to the fight. So now you come out today and you drop this information talking about, you know, you've been offered to fight. Okay, now you gotta fight him. It ain't, you can't, injury can't happen. You can't get sick again. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, some unforeseen circumstances can't come up because you played your hand. You overplayed your hand with Shakur Stevenson situation, so much so that now you don't even have a leg to stand on. If you say anything other than making it to the fight, people are going to write y'all off. I guarantee you, then your stock will take a hit. I guarantee you they'll mess around and they'll be free agents. I guarantee you that's going to be the path that they're going if they don't make it to this fight. If they string people along for a second time again, like, people will be even more excited about this fight than Shakur because they super high on Abdullah, right? So if he don't make it to this fight, even though Abdullah don't got the accolades that a Shakur got, the fallout is going to be even bigger than it was from the Shakur Stevenson fight not happening, because it'll be 2 fights in a row. Like, people going to look at y'all like the laughing stock of boxing. They're going to look at y'all like clout chasers and like jokes. I'm telling you. So I'm glad he put this information out. I'm glad he put it out, right? Because he gonna have to stand on that business. Him and his son gonna have to stand on that business. They can't, like I said, they got no leg to stand on. They don't have no reason, no excuse to make up as to why they not making it to the fight. They can't do it. They out of excuses. They out of excuses, bro. They can't make up shit. They can't say nothing. Your dog can't get sick. Can't nobody pass away. Like, and I'm not trying to be funny. Like, he can't say shit. Yo, if you say anything else other than the fact that we training hard, we on weight, and we gonna knock Abdullah Mason out when we get there, like, if you say anything else, people are done with y'all. I'm telling you, the boxing world already be looking for reasons not to like people. And you gave them more than enough reasons to not like y'all and not believe y'all as a team and as a unit, bro. So this fight here is a make or break. You already not going to win, in my opinion. I'm going to just put that out there now. I'm going to just go ahead out there and just make my early pick now. I'm not even about to keep playing. Look, anything can happen in fights, but if you asking me to make my pick early, I think Abdullah Mason stops Kid Austin. I think Abdullah Mason stops Kid Austin, and I don't see it no other way. So you got to look at this. You are, I guess that money must be good enough because you already about to take a loss. So just think about this. You're already about to lose. Not getting in the ring with Shakur is a loss for you. Now that's another situation. So what you gonna do, man? Like, you gotta fight this kid. Yo, I'm telling you, man. I hope you didn't run to the internet too fast, bro. I hope you didn't rush to the internet to try to get everybody hyped up. Yeah, man, we dogs. See, my son really did get sick. We was going to fight Shakur. I know this is what this all about. This is like, see, we really was going to fight Shakur. We got sick. Y'all want to believe us? We fighting Abdullah Mason next for 2.5. You better. That's all I'm saying is you better fight him. That better be the absolute next fight in your career. It ain't nothing else you can say. Ain't nowhere else you can go. You put that information out there now, everybody's talking about it, and now you're going to have to stand on it, bro. So good luck with that, because that you ain't. I don't know if y'all just seen Abdullah Mason recently, but maybe y'all need to look Buddy up. He ain't exactly the kind of kid that you want to go pick out a hat and say, yeah, I'm going to fight him. I just want to let y'all know. I'm just going to put that out there. That dude is all gas, no brakes. He beat all kinds of ass when he get in the ring. And what he's shown as a fighter right now is more polished than your son. And I'm telling you, that shit is going to be an entertaining scrap for as long as it lasts. But I got Abdullah Mason stopping him. Dub, right side, Mr. Respectfully in the building. What's good, my guy? How you feeling? What's good with it? Shout out to Ant McQueen, man. He said, Floyd, the Floyd who cried wolf. You get me? You get me? That's where we at with it, man. He ain't got no more legs to stand on, bro. No more legs to stand on. He got to fight that kid. You got to fight him. You got to fight him. And dog, what it do? Depends on how aggressive he fights. Remember, that's Floyd's bread and butter. Oh, yeah. Now, the more aggressive he fight, the faster the knockout going to happen. Put the fight on. He asked for 2.5. That wasn't the offer. He asked for that to fight. That's what he said. He said that, look, y'all smash that like button for your bro, man. Support the grind. We gonna be here. We gonna build, man. But this is funny, and we gonna keep.
But I just had to update y'all on something before it hit the news, or before it hit social media. We've been offered a fight with Abdullah Mason. Hell yeah, we accept that. $2.5 million. That's the price. So put the money on the wood, it all go good. Yesterday price ain't today's price, baby. Let's get this money, baby. Yes, we'll fight that brother. Put the money on the wood. He's with Turki now and all them. Let's go. Jay Prince got money. Put that money up, y'all believe on y'all guy. Put the fight on.
My bad, Jai. I had a phone call. My bad. But yeah, there you go. So look, 2.5. My thing is, like I said before, don't put out. Yeah, nah, I had muted. My bad. I had a phone call. My apologies, y'all. But like I said, don't put unnecessary business out there that you don't need to bet, that you don't need to put out there. You get what I'm saying? You don't need to tell people how much money y'all getting paid. And like I said to y'all, it's the reason why I keep playing the clip. I want y'all all to catch it. Mike Bay, what it do, homie? How you feeling? I want y'all all to pay attention to how many times he referenced money in a 30-second clip. I really want y'all to I'm highlighting that for a reason, because I truly believe that whenever that's what it's all about. You're not even thinking after this point. You just heard the money, and maybe that's how Turki lured you in. Maybe he know that. Maybe he just threw you a number. Maybe he did offer that. Maybe they threw you a number to get your asses in the ring, knowing that you ain't thinking, man, you about to get wild. She about to pull you over there. You're going to fight on Saudi and get your ass kicked. You get what I'm saying? Dante's Boxing Talk, my bro. What's good with it? Yeah, they both leave themselves open for punches. He said, I know he ain't asking for 2.5. He said that's what they offering, man. That's what they offer to him. So we just gonna assume that's what it is. Mr. Grandy, what it do? Mason would absolutely cook him. Oh no, Mason gonna cook him now. We gonna talk. We gonna speak life. We gonna breathe life into this. Oh yeah, we gonna breathe life into this. Yeah. We gonna breathe life into this. Yeah, we is. We gonna breathe life into this, because now he put it out there. It's on now. D for the win. My God, what's good with it, bro? He put it out there. It's too late. Ain't no going back on it. Ain't no my dog got sick. Ain't no, I got to take my fish for a walk. Ain't no none of that. You can't say none of that. Ain't no more passport stories. Ain't no more masseuse ladies. None of that. Like, he used every excuse that you could think of. All up, he used all his, what they call it, he used all his lifelines up in one build up to a fight that he never made it to. Do you know how bogus that is? Do you know how bogus that is? A million excuses for a fight that you never made it to. And now here you go. This is off the back of that. And you already telling us your money. I don't know. All right, man. Kid Austin. Your dad doing it again. Your dad is doing it again, man. He said, I was mad hearing Auntie voice this soon. I need another 90 days of silence. AD for the win. He back. He back in rare form, bro. He back in rare form. He talking money. He said, let's get this money. Jay Prince got money. Come on. Like, I just want y'all to know, he referenced money 6 times in a 30-second clip. In a 30-second clip, yo. He just kept talking money. He and why that stood out to me, and it's a red flag, because it's almost like you smiling too hard, like, yeah, like I'm getting paid. We 2.5. That's your son money, man. That's your son money. He gonna be getting punched for that 2.5. You know what kind of hell y'all about to go through for that 2.5? Yo, somebody please tell them what Abdullah Mason just did to the last guy. You ain't hear what happened to the last security guard, did you? You know what I'm saying? Somebody tell the Schofields what happened to the last security guard, man. This shit about to be brutal. This shit gonna get ugly. I'm telling you. I only see it one way. I only see it one way, because the young Schofield only know one way. Coming forward, being aggressive. He ain't no patient assassin. There's none of that. He's not gonna do that. He gonna get in there and fight, because that's all he know. And all he gonna have to fall back on is his dad. And I don't think that's gonna be enough. This shit about to get rough. Reef, what it do, homie? He said, it's shit crazy. 2.5 for a prospect. Yo, Turk says, I'm sparing no expense. He said, I see Buddy not here yet. Must not be enough for debate. Oh, you stupid. You dumb. Robert, what's good with it, homie? How you feeling? Just, that's his son money. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Oh, he said that's not his son money. Trust me. Yo, hey, yo, you gotta think. You gotta think what Rick Ross said, bro. Gotta think what Rick Ross said. He said, bro, said like they, you know, they hoes. The hoe come up out of him. So called them the hoe fields. That's what he said. I ain't say it. He said it. Might bet my life savings on Mason for the stoppage. I'm telling AD, I'm telling you, bro. I only see it one way. Mason gonna put hands on Schofield. I'm telling you. Hey, I was trying not to say it, Aunt McQueen, but you know what? You said it, so I'm gonna say it because I was thinking it. You just said it first. I was damn sure thinking it. He definitely would be cashing out. Oh yeah. Yeah. Definitely be some cashing out going on for sure. Yeah, definitely. Oh, he definitely be cashing out. Definitely, 100%. Undoubtedly, it'll be a cash out move. It'll be a cash out if I've ever seen one. That's a cash out move if I've ever seen one, bro. That's definitely a cash out move. Definitely. Rusty Cage, what it do, homie? How you feeling? Let's go. Arsenal, what's good with it, bro? So look, he did do a lot of talking, right? He was the one saying, Mason don't want nothing to do with us. Mason don't got no chin. We'll stop him. We already sparred him. X, Y, and Z. They already put out all this, you know. They put out this notion that they was out here beating Abdullah Mason up. So we gonna see. We gonna see if that's what he on. We gonna see. We gonna find out if his son really was really getting the better of the work in that short sparring session that we found out that they had. You get me? So from what I understand, it didn't go well for him. And the only one saying otherwise is his dad and him. So you get what I'm saying? I'm not buying it. Like I said, he put a lot of pressure on him by announcing this. He was the first one that I heard announce it. I didn't hear from nobody else. So my thing is, don't rush, don't jump the gun. Now, what if Turki changed his mind? Then what? Now, you done told everybody, yeah, you know, we accepted the fight. Like, you got everybody feeling like this the fight next for your kid, man. So y'all gotta stand on that. Y'all gotta deliver this time. Y'all gotta deliver. People ain't gonna be satisfied with no excuses. People ain't gonna be satisfied with nothing other than you making it to the fight. And y'all better show up. You better show up. Better show up because you talk the slew of shit. You better show up. This man ain't got no chin. He ain't like that. Y'all stop him easy. Your son too strong, this and that. You remember he said he had to tell his son to take it easy, not to hit him too hard. Remember he was saying all that? I had to tell kid that not to hit him, take it easy on man. Okay. I remember all of that. Y'all, I don't know about y'all, but I remember every bit of it. I remember this shit. He was talking crazy. So we gonna see. So it'd be a good fight. So he get clipped and Mason get clipped. I'm telling you, it'd be a great fight. Oh, wait, I just came in. Abdullah Mason fighting kid. El Reef. Oh, you missed it? I got you. Say no more. Schofield daddy making his son look weak. It's Cal Coolin, my God bless his family. How you feeling? People used to make videos praising Schofield. Now he about to cash out. Jay Prince was talking tough. Put the money up. The guy, the fight hype, saw the sparring. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And I think he know what time it is, bro. I think he know what time it is. That's what I think he know what time it is too, man. I guarantee you, Rue, I guarantee you the dude from Fight Hype got Mason. I guarantee you if he making a pick, he picking Mason.
But I just had to update y'all on something before it hit the news or before it hit social media. We've been offered a fight with Abdullah Mason.
Watch the money talk.
Hell yeah, we accept that. $2.5 million. That's the price. So put the money on the wood, it all go good. Yesterday's price ain't today's price, baby. Let's get this money, baby. Yes, we'll fight that brother. Put the money on the wood. He's with Turki now and all them. Let's go. Jay Prince got money. Put that money up. Y'all believe on y'all guy. Put the fight on.
So no disrespect. When I say he trying to cash out, that's why. Because all he keeps saying money, 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 money. Yeah, we got this money. He like a kid in a candy store. Your son about to go through a lot of hell for that money. Them Schofield people. Oh man, I gotta clip that D. I gotta get that joint, bro. D for the win. I gotta get that joint, bro. I gotta get it. I gotta clip that one, man, and make a little short out of it, man. Them Schofield people, man. Yeah, that's it. That's what Jay Prince was talking about. Them Schofield people at it again, y'all. Them Schofields at it again. And I'm doing all this in good fun, y'all. I don't got no ill will towards the Schofields. I'm just having fun with it. But I am serious about everything I said in terms of the people or how I think they're gonna perceive them if they don't actually make this fight in all actuality, right? You know, boxing, we quick with it. Like you put it out there, we on it, and we expect to see it, and that's all we gonna be talking about. Like, give it some time, and you're gonna see the videos. People gonna be talking about it. If you really, if this is what's next for your son, bro, buckle up, because it's about to be a bumpy ride. Abdullah Mason is gonna take y'all through some hell and back again. I'm telling you, that shit is not about to be a sweet ride at all. And I remember your son talking about he feel like he can't get hurt. Okay. Yeah, I wonder how he gonna talk after this fight over. Shout out to my homie Big Dog Willie putting a color in the chat. Breaking news: Jake Paul versus Tank is official. It better not be. We jumping Jake. Jake ain't making it. Jake, shout out to my homie Big Dog Willie.
What? This not funny. How am I supposed to get home? Hold on. Hold on. Here. $2. Take the train.
Take the train. Shout out to Big Dog Willie. Appreciate you, bro. Much love, family. Always supporting the grind. Yeah, man. It's gonna be a bumpy ride. I remember Abdullah Mason on Knockout Boxing not wanting to talk about his sparring. Bet he don't get stopped. Oh, you said you'll bet he don't get stopped. You'll bet who don't get stopped? Schofield Senior, Junior. Dank, father, what it do, Dank? How you feeling, bro? Yeah, I think he getting stopped. I hate that clown. I don't hate him. I just laugh. He provide me the entertainment, and I just laugh. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Yo, that let's be honest is gonna always be funny, bro. Let's be honest. Hold on.
Be honest. Since we being honest, let's be honest.
I hope he being honest. Shout out to my dog, man. He always trying to bet. But I think Schofield, I think Schofield will get stopped. Sound like Schofield don't have a chance. Nah, Schofield got a chance, but I think his chances are slimmer than Abdullah Mason's. I feel like Abdullah a lot more polished. I think he a more thoughtful guy. I think he's more versatile. He's more creative with his offense. He's a two-handed fighter. I think he's more defensively responsible when he needs to be. I just like what I see from Abdullah a lot more, right? I like his progression more. You get what I'm saying? That's what I see. Let me speak to the other side just to be fair. Now you do got a young athletic Schofield that's gonna come in there. He hungry. He gonna be coming forward trying to win. But like I said, it's his approach to me that I feel like gets him in trouble. If you're telling me that you about to put Abdullah Mason, that young phenom, in the ring with a guy that's young, hungry, and just gonna come forward and press, I'm gonna tell you we about to get a great fight. Now, Kid Austin, no doubt, will probably get his licks in, but I just see way more polish. I see way more potential, in my opinion, from Abdullah Mason's side, and I just don't think I'm seeing him making it up out of that. And the reason I'm saying that is because of his style. The style along with his approach, right? Those two things together is going to work against him. And I think to a degree, it might create some openings and allow him to have some success. But I think ultimately his style along with his approach gets him stopped. That's what I think. And he only know one way. And I've seen him get tired, right? I've seen him, slow down. We've seen him get knocked down in one of his more recent fights, right? So you see Abdullah Mason, even with getting knocked down, he ended up finishing that fight very impressively. Look at the fight where Schofield essentially got knocked down. He out here missing the stool, even though they said somebody pulled the stool from up under him. But just look how the overall fight looked when he got tested, right? Abdullah Mason got dropped twice, but that shit is like an afterthought to a degree because he got up there and he polished that dude off, knocked him out early, got him the hell up out of there. You get what I'm saying? So he showed you like the level of dog, and I just think he got more to him. I think he got more to offer, overall as a talent too. So I really believe in the young man. If that's what you putting him in there, he got an appetite for smoke. He gonna do something bad to Schofield. I bet 250 on Abdullah, and we'll just let Just hold it. Shout out to my dog Cornelius behind the hands TV. My dog, he said, men against sassy coaches. Me against men against sassy coaches. I like this fight better than Shakur for Kid Austin. Yeah, man. Abdullah gonna move up the ladder after that fight. Boy, what it do, man? Yeah, I mean, look, it's what it is, man. I seen Schofield at least try to switch hit. I ain't never seen him take 2 8 counts in one round. Yeah, I ain't seen him take 2 8 counts in one round. I seen Abdullah Mason get knocked down. Seen him get up, but I also seen him get up from both of those 8 counts and drop his guy and finish him and hurt his guy and dust him off. You know what I'm saying? The fight where Kid Austin got knocked down, he was doing a whole bunch of switching, but for no reason. He wasn't even switching. He don't even know why he was switching. He was just doing it, if you ask me. So it's cool that he switches, but I just don't feel like sometimes he do it with a purpose. I just feel like he do it just because he can rather than for a reason, right? And I think that shit gonna work against him, against a guy like Abdullah Mason. I bet you guys, but don't pick bets. That's weak. Don't pick bets. I don't know what that means. The Butcher, my guy, what it do, homie? 50-50 fight. Hope Mason make weight. Boy, miss weight twice. Yeah. That's always the thing. But yeah. You know what? That is an element. That is an interesting element though, because if they're over there in Saudi, I'm assuming they'll be on that check weigh-in type of deal. So that could be a interesting factor to see that play out, to see how Abdullah Mason to deal with that. Yeah. That's a good point. That's a really good point. Y'all. Y'all give me 2 seconds. Smash that like button, y'all. Smash the like button for you, bro.
But I just had to update y'all on something before it hit the news or before it hit social media. We've been offered a fight with Abdullah Mason. Hell yeah, we accept that. $2.5 million. That's the price. So put the money on the wood. It all go good. Yesterday's price ain't today's price, baby. Let's get this money, baby. Yes, we'll fight that brother. Put the money on the wood. He's with Turki now and all them. Let's go. Jay Prince got money. Put that money up. Y'all believe on y'all guy. Put the fight on.
Man, I think he talked his son up. I think he might have talked him into an ass whooping, y'all. I think he might have talked him into one. So I think he might have let the money blind him again. So Thomas Hill, what it do, homie? So if he coming in, if this is the fight, Mason by decision. The reason why I keep saying stop is because of the way he fight. I'm not sold on that. Like, I think that style gets him stopped against Abdullah Mason. Because I think he got too much smoke for him, to be honest with you. For me, y'all, I think he got too much. I think he got too much in his arsenal. And I don't see enough creativity from the young Schofield. You get what I'm saying? You gotta think. He fought a Renee. Who was the dude name he fought last? Rene Garon. He fought Rene Garon, and his dad was having fits in the corner because he wasn't listening against a guy like that. Imagine what Abdullah Mason would have did to Rene Garon. He would have. So y'all telling me he'd have fought the Abdullah Mason fight the same exact guy that Kid Austin fought in his last fight? What do Abdullah Mason do to Rene Garon? Seriously, y'all. Do he make it the distance with Abdullah? I don't think so. I really don't. And it's not, you notice I ain't sitting here saying, oh, because he punched too hard. That's not it. I know he punched hard enough, but I know Schofield could crack a little bit too. But Mason put his shit together better than him. He put it together. He put it together better than him. You get what I'm saying? I like that. I like the way I like his approach versus Abdullah Mason approach. It's not really a triangle theory. I'm just asking a question. If you think he fought the same exact guy that Kid Austin fought last, what you think he do to him? Do you think he gets knocked down from that guy? Do you think he struggles with that dude? Because that was one of his tougher fights. He kind of struggled with that dude. And that's a journeyman. Abdullah Mason, we could say he got dropped, but the guy he got dropped by, look at his knockouts. Look how many knockouts dude had. You get me? A journeyman is getting stopped by Abdullah Mason. Abdullah Mason gonna treat you. If you're a journeyman, you getting treated, bro. He gonna beat the hell out you, bro. And it's gonna be bad. That shit gonna get ugly. Shout out to my homie Big Dog Jake Paul chased the bag. Tank Willie. Yo, man, he said Paul versus Tank fight is being sponsored by Prada. Oh man, Big Dog, you was hell, bro. Give him hell, Big Dog. Shout out to my homie. Appreciate that.
What? This not funny. How am I supposed to get home? Hold on. Hold on. Here. $2.
Take the train.
Take the train. Shout out to my homie, Big Dog. Really appreciate you, my guy. Appreciate you, man. Schofield is a problem when things don't go his way. He loses focus and stops listening in his corner. Yeah, and his dad be tripping on him. Jose Ramirez in the building. Schofield straightforward. Fight to me. Dula gonna treat him. Hey, man, same thing I said, Jose. Shout out to Jose Ramirez. You got a fight coming up. Tell me what you about to do to Dev Haney when y'all fight, bro. Shout out to Jose. Appreciate you pulling up. Mr. Improv, what it do, homie? Yeah, I don't do triangle theories, but good prediction. Just don't see neither young fighter getting KO. I get you. But I just look at it as I seen the kind of shit that gave him hell. I seen the kind of fighters that gave him a tougher time and gave him a run for his money. And I feel like Abdullah Mason is steps above him. All I'm just saying is I think it's a different talent level that we dealing with, right? I think Kid Austin is extremely athletic, right? He's extremely athletic. He works extremely hard. He dedicated. But he's so raw still. He's so raw. Like that, those comparisons that they make about him being like Sean Porter is like Sean Porter, but not no Sean Porter. He's not Sean Porter, and he's nowhere near as polished. His feet aren't as good. Yeah, he can switch his ass off. He can switch from southpaw to orthodox back and forth at the drop of a hat. But when he decides to do it is what makes it not impressive to me. Yeah, it's cool that he can do it, but I haven't seen him switching to southpaw and orthodox being the reason that he's winning the fight. He does it and he just do it, and you see it. Then he start getting caught. It's like, so he'll do it for no reason without even knowing why he's doing it. So he's still, he's so young. Like, even though Abdullah Mason is a baby too, he's even more of one. You get me? I feel like Abdullah Mason progression, he's further along. I think he's further along. I think he's a more polished young fighter. I think his ceiling is higher. I love the way they putting in the work. They got a great team over there. You get what I'm saying? He's fully focused, man. I don't see no other way. I think he stops Kid. I think he do. I don't think he could keep running into that shit all night. I don't think he's gonna take that shit all night. I don't think he's gonna take that all night. I don't. On God, Schofield gonna pull out because Church Chicken was out on spicy. Dude just got his first 10-rounder. Yeah, and you see how he looked, though. You see how he looked, Rude? How he look? How he look in his first 10-rounder to you? Yeah, it is disrespectful to Sean Porter. Was Schofield about to bounce back in the ring? Yeah, salute to him, man. Spice E. Thomas, you ain't right. Y'all crazy, man. This chat crazy. Make sure y'all hit the like button for your boy, man. Sub to the channel. Let's keep building. But like I said, this is an interesting development, a good conversation, man. I just feel like we watching the birth of one of the best young fighters in Abdullah Mason. I feel like the potential is there for Kid Austin, but I just don't think he's quite where Abdullah Mason is at this point, right? I don't. His performances, like the way they look, are totally different. The way they put their shit together is totally different. You get what I'm saying? Like, and then the fact that Abdullah Mason now is more conscious and aware of being defensively sound, that shit just made him way more dangerous, bro. Like, I get it. You said against who? But that's the most experienced guy to date. Who was the guy that knocked Kid Austin down? Who was that? You get what I'm saying? When have we ever seen Rene Garone fight outside of him fighting Kid Austin? And look how he made him. Look how they was reacting, bro. That's just not what I'm saying. Is if that level of talent and skill can trouble the Schofield people, if they can trouble the Schofield people like that, I think Abdullah Mason is gonna give him a damn near heart attack. You get what I'm saying? Like, I think he's gonna really be losing his shit. Dula gonna put hands on that kid. I'm not backing up off this. Not from what I seen, he only know one way. You telling me a dude that's coming forward with a guy that's gonna give you all you can handle, all you can eat, telling you uppercuts, hooks, body shots, two-handed fighter, bro. Hell of a jab, heavy jab, consistent jab. Like, I don't know, man. I see him being able to stop this kid because he don't know no other way. He don't know how to pull back. He don't know how to chill out. He still fight off that young boy energy. Abdullah Mason fighting he definitely don't fight like no prospect. One of them dudes is still looked at as a prospect. The other one a contender. You get what I'm saying? Abdullah Mason, we know right now, if you put him in there with the right person, he getting him out of there. You get what I'm saying? He title ready right now, to be honest with you. You get what I'm saying? He really is. He really is. I ain't saying he a beat champion. I think he'll do better than any champion than the kid. I do. I just think he got more to offer, man. I do. He do it in a more surgical way. He's more surgical and efficient. Get what I'm saying? He's not like a little wild buzzsaw. He don't fight like no little young boy. Fighting like a vet. You get what I'm saying? He be fighting like a seasoned pro out here, man. I was saying, say, put it on the wood, put it on what? No, what McDonald's? Out of Big Mac sauce, fight off. Crucial content, what it do? Mixtape Mason, talk to him, man. I like that name. John BX, appreciate you, bro, for the 5-piece. Said Auntie Capping. He would rather put a pork chop necklace on his boy, throw his ass in the lion's cage before he puts in the ring with Mason. Yeah, John, he said, yeah, man. He said they're going to take that 2.5. You hear me? Say he's going to take that 2.5 and they're going to go to work. He was giddy, happy like a kid. To my dog, but I could be wrong though. I could be overreacting. Maybe it go the distance, but like I said, with the way he fight and the way they both fight, Abdullah Mason is trying to break you. Kid Austin is trying to knock you out too. Those are two trains on the same track. That fight might not go the distance. we ain't talking about two guys that's like getting in there, boxing, moving, taking their time. This ain't that. Kid Austin don't know that approach. And he damn sure ain't gonna figure that out by the time he get in the ring if he's getting the ring next with Abdullah Mason, assuming what his dad's saying is accurate and that's coming to fruition. It's a great fight for the sport for young people, but I just don't see no wins for him, bro. I mean, maybe I'm overrating Abdullah, but I don't think so. I'm going off of strictly what I see, and I don't see enough on that other side to stop what's coming. Mixed with what he do, the openings that he leave, right? Then the lack of focus, not listening to your dad. You had a journeyman, Renee Garone, had you looking shaky, man. Really, really shaky. You get me? Stressed out boxing. What it do, homie? Boys who cry, Abdullah is that LW boxing the facts machine. My dog was good with it, homie. Turkey giving Schofield $2.5 million. I mean, we just gotta go off what his dad said, right? Al Booger was good, homie. Thing scared to me about young Skull. He's actually getting good advice in the corner. For some reason, I didn't see him act on it. That's what I'm saying. He ain't quite captured. He ain't quite captured. His ear just yet. D for the win. Like he still had those moments where he got to be reeled in from himself, and he's young where he don't always listen. You seen him in a fight where it wasn't going his way. You seen the panic in the corner mixed with the lack of responding from the fighter. Now, maybe I'm looking at it all wrong, but if I'm just simply saying, if that level of talent is able to put you in duress like that, you in your corner, and have y'all like you missed the stool. Like they said it, it wasn't you. Somebody pulled the stool from up under you, but just think. If that fight was going your way, that probably never happens. But it was just like they had that corner in a panic a little bit, and he didn't respond the best in one of his roughest moments. And then he ended up getting like knocked down. I think was more from fatigue than anything else. I don't think he was all hurt like that. You know what I mean? He's a tough kid, but I think you tough until you run into somebody that's tough or even tougher. Peace to the Queen, Lisa. How you feeling today? So that's just for me. I see Mason hurting him. I do. Von D was good with it, homie. And again, if he had more of a boxer, a boxer approach, right? Like I'm gonna get in there and box, figure you out, pick my shots, take my time. If that was more of his approach, then maybe I'll be leaning naturally more to maybe a decision. But the fact that the way he fights is physical, it's no other way. Like I don't see him sitting back. You get what I'm saying? Figuring it out, being surgical. He's physical. He's a guy that get in there and he think he can mow you over. Look how his dad talk. He think he can get in there and just knock everybody out. Boxing with 2-4, what it do, homie? You get me? Think he can get in there and just knock everybody out, and you can't. You can't do that to everybody. Hannibal was good, bro. So for me, it's just the way he fight. That's all. With the instruction that he gonna get in the corner, whether or not he gonna listen to it, it's just a really tough fight for him. It's a really tough fight, especially now. You think about it. You coming off one of your tougher fights of your career, if not the toughest, right? You coming off some inactivity, clearly, you being allegedly poisoned and all that stuff, right? Now you got to get back in the mix, and it's the guy you getting back in the mix against. I'm telling you, it's a dangerous fight, bro. It's a dangerous fight. I'm telling you, man. This shit gonna be this could really be interesting for the sport, man. This could really earn the respect of the people. Like if he's able to go in there and put up a really good fight, I could see him earning the respect of the people. But as of right now, his reputation like it's in the mud as far as his dad's anyway. And he's connected closely to him. So they like a package deal. Damon, what it do on me? So I don't know. I like it, man. I like it. I know it's early. He said an offer. You know what I mean? But he like, hell yeah, yeah, we gonna get this money. Yeah, hell yeah, we gonna fight him. So all right, now you done got everybody mindset that you about to get in there and go for a frequent flyer. What it do, homie? How you feeling? He said, I got a yard, says Schofield catches the shook flu the week fight. John don't believe him. Need more people, huh? All things. What it do, homie? You need more people, huh? You need more people, BX? Oh, yeah, he ain't heard it, man. He gonna catch the bird flu. You know what I mean? He gonna get chicken pox right before the fight, huh? Chicken pox. Hey, man. So look, listen, I want to be as respectful as possible because I like to stay consistent. I have no ill will, like I said earlier. But so what y'all think the reason is gonna be why the fight don't happen? Cause I see my bro like that fight will not happen. So y'all talk to me, man. What's some of the reasons y'all think the fight might not happen? Because we here to talk about it. I mean, hey, we might as well. It's boxing, right? This shit was something people didn't expect. This is something people didn't expect. LaMarcus, what it do, homie? How you feeling? Yeah, Schofield actually I get in the ring. I'm not getting my hopes up just yet. But this is where I'm going with it, right? Now I know he didn't say it's signed, sealed, and delivered, but he said it's offered, and like, you know, once you start putting out numbers, you assume that you know a fight is on the way, right? Because why you throwing numbers out there? Says Starbucks was out of Java chip. What it do, homie? Because Auntie the one that broke the news. That's why I don't believe it. I get you. Say, come on, Judge. Did you talk about Bill Kaepernick? Want to fight Boots? I ain't get to that yet. I ain't get to that. Y'all hit that like button for me, man. Hit the like button, man. We gonna build. We got some other stuff to talk about, but this caught me by surprise. So I for one, I had to talk about it, man. I will say this in all seriousness: if everything goes to fruition and that fight were to happen, they got my support and respect for sure. I'll be all in on that fight. I love to see what they can go out there and do against a young, hungry Abdullah Mason. I just think he's primed to be a young, great fighter, man. I do. And he on a war path, man. And telling you, stepping in there right now with him it might not be what he want coming off his last fight. That's all I'm saying. They performances are like night and day. Like I'll take a Abdullah Mason performance any day. You get what I'm saying? Is the way he's surgically breaking these dudes down, man. He got really good vision, man. He's busy. Got a good punch output, right? He don't just throw, man. He's efficient, man. I'm telling you, that dude is I believe in his ability to hurt somebody that ain't ready. And that's what I think. I think that being green and, you know, kind of raw and rough around the edges gonna get him beat. Shout out to Big Dog Willie back in the super chat. Much love, bro. Supporting the round. Said Tank cut all his hair off for the grease fight. For the hair grease fight, Jake Paul asked him to do so because they don't want to jeopardize Paul versus Tank bout in December. Shout out to my homie, Big Dog Willie, man. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, bro. Much love, family. Team Floyd won offer the fight. It was around $1 million. Looks like Floyd turned it down. Hold on. The reason it won't because Golden Boy has something lined up for Floyd in June 28th. A Zordo card. Team Floyd was offered a fight. It was around $1 million. Looks like Floyd turned it down. Wow. Wow, man. Shout out to my guy, man. Shout out to my guy. That's interesting, man. I didn't know that. Matter of fact, I did. But you know what I question? Why put that news out? I question that. Why would his dad put that news out? You get me? Because he did say they had something already lined up. He did say that. He did say that prior to him getting on the internet talking about it. Lee, what's good with it, bro? 628. Man. Yeah, so again, this is more of the same. This is like history repeating itself, bro. Cause you know how boxing fans is, y'all. All they heard was what you said, Abdullah Mason. And that's all they got in their mind. So when you pop out and fight somebody else after saying, we said, we'd take that fight. Knowing that shit ain't coming, you're just gonna look like a fraud. I would hate that, man. But let's see what the young Schofield got. I do want to see him back in the ring, though, because I don't dislike the youngin, despite what happened in the that Shakur fight. I don't care. You know, he allowed to make a mistake. Let's see how he bounced back from whatever that situation was that he had going on, whether it was poison, sickness, whatever it was. Let's see if he can bounce back from it and make good. you know, out of his next opportunity. That's what I want to see. I ain't rooting against the youngin, but I think if he fighting Abdullah Mason next, for me, y'all, I'm standing on it. He getting his ass beat. He getting beat up. I don't know if I'll bet a stoppage yet. I don't know if I'll bet. I don't know if I want to bet that he stop him, but I got a strong suspicion that he will. Schofield gonna lose that passport. That's why I say, man, all the Ozell was good with it, bro. All the excuses is used up. Yeah. Play the TT Schofield. The TT Schofield clip. Yeah, man. So yeah, I mean, it's something good to talk about, but I'm with y'all. I'm leaning toward not seeing it though. Like, you got to show me that you really thinking about putting your son in there with Abdullah Mason right now. Like, because I just can't see how that's a good idea. Whether you get knocked out or not, I just can't see how that's a good idea right now for you. But the way he talking, like, we gonna get this money. Like, look at the clip one more time, y'all. Got to. Like, he's super. He the one selling it.
But I just had to update y'all on something before it hit the news, or before it hit social media. We've been offered a fight with Abdullah Mason. Hell yeah, we accept that. $2.5 million. That's the price. So put the money on the wood, it all go good. Yesterday price ain't today's price, baby. Let's get this money, baby. Yes, we'll fight that brother. Put the money on the wood. He's with Turki now and all them. Let's go. Jay Prince got money. Put that money up. Y'all believe on y'all guy. Put the fight on.
Put the fight on. Put the fight on. Crush the legend, my guy. What's good with it, bro? Put the fight on. Yeah, I would love for them to put that fight on. He's super geek. Mark West, what's good with it? Like, yeah, he sounded like, you know, like that's where they going next. The way he's so happy about it. Because there's no way he thought it was smart to just come up here and talk about an offer that y'all didn't accept. It's crazy. Like, that's crazy. You came up online just to talk about an offer that you're not going to accept. It's wild. Like, I'm telling you, it's going to continue to paint them in a bad light, yo. People going to look at them as clout chasers. I'm telling you, this guy is insane. I'm telling you, man. That's Papa Skull, man. Papa Skull be on one. He happy as hell. He like at 2.5, yeah. Put the money on the wood, all go good. 2.5. He getting that bread, yeah. Oh my God, Auntie bluffing or what? I don't know. That was the latest, bro. That's what he put out to the people. That's what he put out to the net, to the internet. That's what he said. But all he talked about is money, 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 money. Put the money on the wood. Yeah, all right. You getting money like that? All right, G. Shout out to my dog, John BX, man. Appreciate you, bro. Back in the super chat. He says, so he caught the duck flu 2 days before the championship court fight for $1.2 million, but now they giving him 2.5, a non-championship fight. He said, nah. He said, nah. Turk gonna see that he put that information out. Turk gonna be like, I changed my mind. I don't know. I no longer want to see it. Shout out to John. Appreciate you, bro. I'm telling you. So what y'all telling me y'all ain't like this? Y'all don't like to see it? The Turkey haters punching the air.
You motivate more.
Yeah.
Yeah. You motivate more.
Yeah.
You motivate myself more.
What?
Hey, Turk said that's for any of y'all talking crazy. Any of y'all saying that 2.5 ain't good? Y'all bugging.
You motivate more.
Yeah.
You motivate myself more.
What?
Turk said y'all bugging, man. That money good. Nah, but man, this is funny though. But it'd be too much like right, man. It'd be too much like right. I just don't see that as being the right necessary fight to take right now, unless you're really trying to prove something, or unless you feel like that money is a once in a lifetime opportunity and you serious about it. But like I said, it's just gonna be hard. I'm a little hard pressed seeing that come into fruition, y'all. You know what I mean? It's hard for me to see that, right? Given his last fight, and I always said like he was gonna go from Rene Guerrero to Shakur, then you was gonna go basically from Shakur, no Shakur, from Rene Guerrero to no Shakur to Yes Abdullah Mason. It just the order of things just don't seem right. It just don't seem logical. It don't seem like that's the right path to travel to get to where you're trying to get to. You get what I'm saying? Like, and like L Dub brought up, man, yeah, they do got a plan because remember, he said as much. He said Oscar had a plan for him, and he mentioned a fight around the summer or something like that, and it's right on par with what's going on. So he told you he had a plan for you, and I don't think Abdullah Mason is the plan. That's when I look at it like that. So somebody did say Golden Boy. Yeah, I don't see Golden Boy being interested in making that fight right now either. So why he put that news out, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he feel like that's what's about to happen, but I can't see it. I can't. Black brand ambassador. Yeah, man. Tell Turkey I'll rumble him for $500,000. I'll go to Saudi. Tell him right in his backyard, D, for the win. Right in his backyard, bro. Right in his backyard, bro, for the smoke. You know what I mean? Yeah, I do like the fight, though. It is a good fight, though, if it could happen. It's a risky fight, though. It's a risky fight. I mean, both guys would be taking a risk. It's a risk on both sides because anything can happen in a fight. But like I said, if I'm just going off of the body of work and what guys are showing me, I see more consistency from Abdullah Mason. And for that reason, I see more promise, more upside, more potential. And for that reason, I got him winning that fight if and when they ever make it. You know what I'm saying? I don't care at whatever point. I don't see Abdullah Mason going backwards at this point. That dude got a promising future. And he just one of them ones that if you smart, you don't fight him unless it's really worth it. So I can see why 2.5 will make him jump. But at the same time, it's some other hoops and loops I think they got to jump through before you even get to that point. Melanie Queen Peace says, how you feeling? So yeah, man, I can't. Y'all get, my guess is just as good as y'all's as to why he put that info out. Maybe it was premature. Maybe he just wanted to get people talking again because it worked, right? I'm talking about it. So maybe that's all he wanted. But in the end, I think people are going to expect to see this fight, whether it's now or later. And if they don't, then there you go. You say if you want to bet more, I'll follow. I do 250. Damn, they bet. Yeah. Listen, they ready to put that money up. See, you see how good of a fight it is? It's making people want to bet already, bro. Y'all want to bet already? They like, yes, I can compare all my food. They compare all my food. He said, hey, he eat from the buffet. He eat from the hotel too. You good? Schofield X5 will be against Willie the warehouse worker. Watch. Yeah, man. He had said somebody in like the top. Did he say 15? I think he said they was gonna fight somebody within the top 15. I think that's what he said. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think he said that. I think he spoke about the top 15. Marquis was good with it, bro. Most annoying boxing dad. Y'all know y'all love Sco. Y'all just hating because they getting that 2.5, man. Don't hate because they getting that 2.5. Yeah, man. But look, I believe it when I see it. And like I said, I don't know what to make of it because I feel like maybe it was just premature information. Maybe he just wanted to, like I said, get the internet buzzing and give people something to talk about because they've been quiet for a minute, right? It's kind of like all of the Shakur stuff died down, right? And then now he peeking his head back out and he dropped the announcement. So all we could do is see where it go. Right? See if it actually goes somewhere. Bet on Tank too. Don't figure out. He said bet on Tank. Any time the boxers get money, hate comes out, especially if Dad involved. Next gen, what it do? Yeah, Dad seemed extremely so happy and giddy, like smiling, like it's a done deal or something already. But nothing in boxing ain't a done deal till it's a done deal, right? Till the fighters is in the ring, right? So at least making the ring walk. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, yeah. Y'all smash the like button, man. Let's keep rocking, man. Let's keep rocking. Shout out to my homie Big Dog Willie back in the super chat. He said, Bill Haney and Schofield Civil War has begun again. Oh, yeah, they back. They in rare form, too, Big Dog. They in rare form. Hit the like button one time. We're going to keep rolling, man. We're going to keep rolling. We're going to keep rolling. Shout out to my guy.
This not funny. How am I supposed to get home? Hold on. Hold on. Here. $2.
Take the train.
Take the train. Shout out to my guy. So let's keep rolling, man. Cut creator, what it do, man? I was about to throw kid to the wolves. That's the only way I could see that fight happening now. That's the only. I mean, before we move on, I'll say this: the only way I can see it if he's actually willing and ready to cut ties with him. You get what I'm saying? If he's actually ready to cut ties with him, then yeah, you take a fight like that, because I just think it's way too risky. If I'm trying to look at it logically, I just think it's way too risky, unless it's one of them situations where they're going to allow him to do it because there's money involved. I don't know, but I just don't see it, bro. You just said Oscar had a plan for you. Just said Oscar had a plan for y'all. And you get me? And I can't forget that. So as much as I want to be entertained by the thought of him getting in there with a young phenom like Abdullah Mason, I still got to keep in mind that he just said Oscar had a plan for you. And if I'm looking at it from a real standpoint, there is no way in hell Oscar is sitting back. Like, yeah, let's throw Abdullah Mason in there with Kid Austin. Yeah, and while we at it, you know, we're going to make sure Shakur is a pedophile. Like, there's no way he's sacrificing that. It's just no way. There's no way in hell. He just don't move like that. He don't move his fighters like that. So whatever his plan is, I'm pretty sure it don't involve Abdullah Mason no time soon. So I got a real doubt that we'll see it. You know what I mean? But like I said, let's see what comes from that information that he put out. Because like I said, people are going to expect to see that fight. Then do him like Speedy Ellis. I'm telling you, man, they trying to, I don't know if to me, it seems like they got to make up their mind. Either they going to drive the car or they going to let Oscar do it. You get what I'm saying? But you got to make up your mind. You get what I'm saying? You got to make up your mind. So we'll see, but let's keep going, man. Let's keep rolling, man. Something else I wanted to talk about real quick, because I noticed we do got a fight between I mean, I don't know if people care about it, but I think it's going to be a cool fight. I think it's interesting between Chris Eubank and Conor Benn. I think this is an interesting fight. And I seen his father did an interview talking about this, and he seemed concerned about this fight coming up, but it ain't nothing he can do to stop it. So he kind of got to deal with it. He was going off a little bit. He kind of went off on Eddie Hearn a bit. I thought this was interesting, man. We're going to get to this, man. Y'all hit the
allow of the fighters to lose.
What did he say? Top 15, Skid Row, Willie Bobo, number 2, Homeless Bobby, 3, Ned DeWano. You stupid. That's probably what it's going to be. Yeah, the Eubank Ben undercard is fire, bro. You had sent it to me. It is. It is a good one. It is. It is. Eubank's going to stop Conor Benn. Let's listen to this, because his pops seemed really concerned about this fight, bro. And he got emotional, and like he kind of went at Eddie Hearn a little bit too. Like, listen to this shit.
Just to lose their lives, you know, their abilities to walk, talk, think, memorize, and effectively, what's going on is a nonsense. You know, with I mean, all these boxers. All these people who are following this farce, you know, we're Great Britain and we have to abide by the rules. When the rules are being flouted and not being paid attention to, then, you know, the likes of Michael Watson, you're going to actually see this again and again and again. And it has to stop. And it's only going to stop by you, the public, putting your feet down and saying, you know what, Eubank is right. You know, there are standards that have to be upheld. There are rules that are not supposed to be trampled.
Here with Mr. Eubank Senior.
With the crown.
Yeah, he was crying.
The servant. That's
My bad, y'all. That was the other one I wanted to play.
No, I've told you many times I'm a deputy. As you know, the sheriff got shot up. Okay? I shot the sheriff?
Correct.
Okay, I'm the deputy. I'm the deputy marshal. Now, Michael Watson here is the inspiration personified. This circus that's going on with my son and Conor Ben, you know, it's a slap in Michael's face. How, you know, the people's champion is Michael Watson. He always has been. You know, during our time in the 90s, he was the people's champion. So where are these people today? Stand up for him by not going along with the nonsense and the circus that's been created for this farce of a fight, which is between one fighter who is at 2 or 3 weights above the smaller guy. The smaller guy in Conor Ben he has had his career destroyed for one guy. Because
hey, listen to what he's saying. He's saying something, man. Yeah, bro. Yeah. But I appreciate you adding that. I meant to speak on that just in case people don't know what he's saying about Michael Watson. Yeah, that's why he keeps saying that he's speaking about that. Dude did have a brain injury, and he's speaking about it because his son, he feel like it is stripping itself down to too much weight. And he right, because Chris Eubank Jr. is talking about how hard it is to boil itself down to the weight. And that's why he don't want to fight. He don't care for it because he like, yo, it's a circus, man. Like you got this little guy coming up and then you shrinking down and you about to ruin your career for one fight because once you go up, you ain't coming back down. He making a good point, man. It's a risky ass fight for Conor Ben, bro. And I'm telling you, all that bravado might backfire because I don't know. I got a feeling that Chris Eubank rehydrate right. I feel like he could win. I feel like he's a more battle tested guy. He's a naturally bigger guy. I feel like he can win this fight.
once you go up to 160, going down to fight, then at 147, it doesn't work. These rules are in place to provide a rail for him for his career. My son coming down from 168 to 160 puts his life in danger because I know what it is. To lose that type of weight. The super middleweight championship of the world came into play in 1991, and we were the first two to fight for it because the weight between light heavy and middle was too far, so they put in the 168. Okay. Michael came in at 11 stones 10. Why? I want you to ask Barry why. We are fighters. I'll fight him at any weight. That's how we talk. That's how we think. Because we're not going to have our courage challenged. Why was he made to come in at 11 stones 10? You know, what damage did it contribute to the state in which he has been living with for the last 30 odd years, 35 years, 34 years? You know, speak to Barry Hearn. You know, Matchroom became a leader because of me. I don't say that in a boasting way, okay? Because it really wasn't me who did it; it was my spirit. But I'm wise enough to see that I brought Matchroom through to the top in boxing because at the time you had Mickey Duff, obviously you had Warren, you had all these other promoters. Matchroom became #1, and look at what the Sun has now done. Matching Kell Brook against Golovkin.
Nah, you remember that? Nah, he making sense though. Think about it. Just think about it. I know it be money, but that's what it be. It's not fully his fault because these dudes accepted the fights, but he seen an opportunity to make money. He went up there messing with Golovkin, got his eye socket broke, then came back down to 47, messing around with Earl and got his other eye socket broke. So he make a great point.
You know, how his license wasn't actually revoked at that time, I don't know, but I'm bringing it to light now.
Look, he on Eddie.
My son having to boil himself down to 160. 3 years ago, they were talking about him coming down to 157. What is that? This is daylight murder. And when I say murder, you say, well, oh, Chris, that's a bit too strong. Yet my brother died at the hands of the promoters. 20 losses in 27 fights. Being brought in as fodder. Do you understand? So I don't speak from... I don't have any... I'm speaking from experience. I'm speaking about truth here. It's real for me. My brother died. Frontal lobe dementia. I didn't have the strength of character to go and see him in the last 6 months of his life. To watch him locked in his own body, to watch him spasming all the time he's awake. The promoters are responsible for that. And I'm saying to you, well, okay, so we have to protect the fighters.
And you got a point, bro. I can't lie.
The biggest and best example of this is Nick Blackwell behind you, Michael Watson sitting down, and the perpetrator of which I've shown Michael my heart. I've shown the public my heart. I'm so
That's why I brought it up, bro. I know everybody ain't talking about it, L-Dub, but I thought this was worth.
I'm so hurt by this, by what's happened to him, and this is the situation they're putting my son in now. This is Connor. They're destroying.
Say what you want. Like, you see him get emotional about it because he been through it. He know the risk that he taking, and a lot of times we just look at it. Hey, they signed a contract, but he looking at it like, yo, I wish this dude to listen to me, man. Like, this a risk. Like, you risking your career. You risking your career for this fight. And Conor Ben, you doing the same thing. You will never be a 47-pounder again. Not a successful one. You will never be the same 47 guy that you was before you left there. You get what I'm saying? Ain't no going all the way back down there. I don't see it. I don't see it. And if you do, I think you might be food for the rest of the division, man. It's going to be tough. So that's where his dad coming from. He like, yo, this is 2 careers in one right here. Chris, you being stupid, you being blinded by the money, and you shrinking yourself down. Conor Ben, you blowing up, and now you thinking about one fight. What about after this? What you gonna do after this? You was a career 47-pounder. Now what you gonna do? Where you gonna fight at? Get what I'm saying? Is you ready to move up and never go back down there? Because again, it's gonna be really risky for him to go all the way back to 47.
Destroying his career if they haven't already destroyed it. So you mentioned legacy. Legacy. Long-lasting effect of a particular event. That's what it means. Okay? What me and Ben did, there wasn't any bad language. Okay? We didn't get into a fight outside of the ring in the studio.
Young Guns was good.
Because we had to be noble. This is a disgrace. And if it isn't a disgrace, which one of you media guys will say, hold on, Chris, I don't think it's a disgrace. Fight me. It's a disgrace.
He said, fight me.
Yes, I said it, and you all need to say it.
Chris ready
and
to
you
go to war about
all need to actually make the Boxing Board of Control do their job, and you, the journalists, do your job. We can't run amok. We are not a country of baboons. We are a country, we are Great Britain. I rest.
To my boy Rome, what's good with it, bro?
Do your job.
Nah, I think his whole, I don't think he hating Rome. I think his whole spiel is clear, right? He's just strictly speaking to the health of the fighters. He ain't thinking about the money. He not thinking about the fans, the fight. You get what I'm saying? He's just thinking about the health and how it don't make sense for his son to be, boiling himself down to a crazy weight, or should I say an unhealthy weight, putting himself at a potential disadvantage. And then Conor is a successful 47-pounder for better or for worse. Now you coming up to a weight class where you might have to stay there, or you would never be going back down to 47. So it's like, yo, y'all playing with y'all careers, and you could potentially be damaging 2 careers in one. And he referenced the guy Michael Watson that had the brain injury, right? So he familiar with that stuff. That should mess with him emotionally. Still to this day, you can see how it messed with him. So he just, and one thing I could say about it, even if you don't agree with what he's saying, I'm for it, because he really strictly speaking to the health of the fighters, and he got personal experience with this shit. He know what it could do. Fights like this, taking these type of risks, And he like, yo, this is 2-1. It's 2 careers. Like, yo, y'all not thinking. Y'all just thinking about the money. He like, this shit's silly. Like, basically, like, yo, you give him saying it's a clown show. He like, y'all shouldn't be doing this fight. Now, I understand the concern completely. You know what I'm saying? But I do think it's a bad idea the way it's set up. It do. You get what I'm saying, bro? It's crazy. He like, bro, y'all bugging. And he frustrated at his son knowing what he went through, and for you to even do this is like you putting him through it again. Now he can't even support the fight like he want to. Like the other clip that I was about to play, I probably still play it once this over. But he snapped out a little bit. He said he'll never be in Chris Eubank corner again. Like, I don't think that one fight is worth that. I really don't. At that expense, now that you think about it, it ain't that deep. It really ain't. You know what I'm saying? And again, why it's a little annoying, because I specifically remember Conor Ben going on a little tour talking about he not worried about the weight. He don't care about the weight. And then there's a rehydration clause. So you obviously did care about the weight. If you really wanted to fight that man that bad, you should have went all the way to where he was at, bro. He shouldn't have had to shrink down. Y'all shouldn't have had to meet in the middle. It shouldn't have had to be no rehydration and none of that, because you clearly kept saying you didn't care about the weight. But y'all made a compromise. I'm pretty sure y'all getting paid, so fight on. But Dad ain't feeling it. How Georgia was good.
You do your job.
Chris, have you spoken to Junior?
Look, Chris on their ass.
He won't
like,
listen to me. He's looking at only the money. What do I do? What does the dad do if the son won't listen?
Mm-hmm.
Then the dad has to come and speak to the public directly. My son will not listen. For him, he's being drawn into that, however many millions. You know, the money he's paying him, okay, I'm not silly, you know that. Okay, all right. My humor is still good, don't worry. Okay, the point I'm making again is we have a duty of care to fighters. Nick, we have a duty of care to fighters. Mr. Hamlin, we have a duty of care to his job and what he does in saving the lives of these men. Mr. Journalist, you have a duty of care for him and all who are like him. Derek.
No, let me add to that. I want to support what Chris is saying. He's definitely right, because the fighter's health is paramount. And you got a caring, not just a father, a man who is a former elite fighter that understands the risk on health of a fighter going in the ring.
And if I'm crying, okay, so and I don't want to get emotional. I'm trying to get my point across here. But maybe the best way to get my point across is for you to see how I feel about what boxing can do to a man if the.
Shout out to Thrill Hill. Yeah, look. Now I see Mr. M Pride. Look, it's the same. I feel the same way though, to a degree when I put it in its perspective. It's gonna be a risky move for Charlo too. You get what I'm saying? He ain't Superman, ain't no different, and he older than Conor Ben. So yeah, with the time off, with the loss, like that shit risky too. It's definitely a risk. You get what I'm saying? And you just never know what'll happen, bro. Like, you do got that Nick Blackwell situation out there too. Yeah, he was definitely Nick Blackwell that they said still ain't getting no help for his situation. JDM was good with it, so hope Junior Knox been out. Man, I hope he rehydrates well, man. That senior done got me thinking about what they actually sacrificing to make this fight, to make some money, you know what I mean, for their rivalry or whatever they got going on. So in all seriousness, like, I do rock with boxing, and I do care about the health of the fighters. So they definitely taking a major risk going in there both ways, you know what I mean. Chris Eubank immediately, because he boiling down to a weight. He even came out and made a statement publicly talking about how hard it is, you know what I mean, how uncomfortable it is to be making the weight. So his dad ain't just, you know, talking for nothing. You know, it's real. So I just hope. And you know what? I think he even more mad because not a few fights ago, couple fights back, remember Chris Eubank, who did he got stopped by? What was it? Liam Smith, was it? And I think that was a similar situation. Dude looked depleted. He looked like, you know, that weight cut killed him. And he went in there and ended up getting stopped. So his dad know full well what could happen when you deplete the body of his fluids, man, and the fluids from the brain. You get what I'm saying? Then you go out there and take punches. And if you ever heard, I don't know if y'all ever paid attention, listen to Chris Eubank Sr. speak about what he think about Conor Ben. He think Conor Ben could really go. He think he's strong. He think he's dangerous, bro. Like, he don't think this no easy fight and none of that for his son. He really feel like, yo, that you taking a risk, man. This dude, he coming to knock your head off. And now you shrinking down at a weight. Like, you get what I'm saying? You putting yourself at a disadvantage. Oh, you might be in trouble. That's where the dad coming from, Pops, is concerned, man. Like I told you in the other clip, he said he won't even be in his corner. He said he'll never be in Chris Eubank corner again. And I think that's crazy. All that for a fight. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. Like, I think it's other fights that he could have made. I think it's other fights that Conor Ben could have made. You know what I'm saying? There was people that he was calling out at 47. He definitely could have stayed there and made fights there. But this is what we got. So, what is it? April 26th, I believe it is. I think it's a day before my birthday. So they gonna fight. Think both competitors will be fine. Yeah, I hope so. But I do understand, like, you know, from somebody that know firsthand, I understand his concern. Like, he ain't just being sensitive or soft or just complaining, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, he don't have no reason to knock the fight other than the way it's taking shape, right? I think maybe he would have felt different, obviously, if Conor Ben was coming all the way up. But then even he probably still would have spoke on it, because it's a risk for him jumping the weight class to fight him. But, you know, it's boxing, man. These dudes take these chances all the time, bro. Perhaps, yeah. He been very consistent with the promoters, with boxing, and about this fight. He ain't never been for this fight. And I remember thinking at first, like, yo, he being I remember thinking like he being sensitive, like, what, he bugging, like, your son a fighter, he got to fight. But I wasn't taking into account what he was really getting at until I had to look at it different. Now I look at the fight totally different, you know. But it is what it is, man. And they gonna go out there and fight. They got their minds made up. Like he said, his son thinking about the money that he can make. You get what I'm saying? And his Pops like, man, what good is that money if you suffer some type of brain injury in this fight because you done, drop so much weight. It's crazy, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, that Blackwell situation was rough, man. Heard the rumblings that Adonis and John Beck are going to discuss for unification. Yeah, I seen that. I seen that earlier. Rehydration clause definitely needed to be revisited. Yeah, it makes you wonder, like, if the fight had to happen, why even put that in there? You get me? Especially when one of the fighters was clear that he wasn't worried about how big he is. You get me? So, John Beck and Lara. I want to see him fight Adamas more than anything. John Beck, I'd love to see that. Roger was good. He said, as long as it's drug testing, you're not worried. Yeah, I feel you, bro. I could dig it. I feel you. I mean, look, at the end of the day, we got to fight, but I just wanted to bring that to light. I thought what he was saying and hitting on was spot on. And like I said, I ain't even got to play the other one, but he was this was within the same, the other interview. He just said a couple different things there. He went on to talk about, like I said, how he'd never be training his son again or be in his corner. Like he totally against his fight. And like he spoke, he said he don't know how Eddie Hearn license wasn't revoked for put on that Kell Brook and Golovkin fight. Cause he damn sure threw Kell to the wolves, man. Kell went out there like a dog and got pounded on. Let's keep rolling, man. Hit that like button. So we got to, I didn't get to revisit this yesterday because we had a utility pole knocked down and everybody's service was. But I told y'all I was going to come here and get to this, man. We was going to play this 40 mil bill. Y'all favorite guy in the world, 40 mil bill. I didn't get a chance to go over it yesterday, so we're going to get to this today, man. Like Crawford to stay busy fighting against Lara. Yeah. I mean, I think Crawford, what he gonna do is use the time to try to acclimate as best he could and prepare for him. You know what I'm saying? And give it his best and just go off that. It's gonna be risky, but hey. But let's get to this, man. Let's get to this. Let's see what 40 mil.
Go to that place to dig down, and Devin, the true champion that he is. Elected to go to Big Bear. We've been to Mount Charleston before, but Big Bear was a a seclusion in which that we don't go down the hill. We've come up here and we've been working. And, you know, this is a historic place within its own right.
Shout out to my
it's
guy,
the legendary Sugar Shane Mosley.
That's what I said. We got belts all over this. We got some B-rolls so we can see, man. It's Shane Mosley, man. What made y'all come to, you know, come here to Shane's spot? Like, how did that kind of come together?
Well, our story is, you know what I mean? It's, you know, everyone has heard it. You know, we've had the opportunity to learn this sweet science from some incredible people that have done noteworthy, to say the least, in this business. As you say, you know, the belts and everything. You know, but it was about bringing in, you know, some more firepower. Of course, when you respect your opponent, then you come prepared. Of course, you know, you have not only Derek James over there, you know, Robert Garcia, Oscar De La Hoya, Bernard Hopkins, you know, to name a few.
Damn, when you think about it, yeah. Yo, he about to go up against Robert Garcia. Robert Garcia is a hell of a trainer. And then you got to think Ryan Garcia back rocking out with Derek James. So it seemed like this could get real interesting these next couple fights for the Haneys, man. But I'm rooting for him. Like, I'm standing on that. I don't give a damn who Ryan training with. I'm rooting with the Haneys, man.
Famous, right? You know, so it was only right that with everything that we've done, that we continue to grow and bring in those right pieces.
So Shane's a part of the actual camp?
Absolutely. Sugar Shane, you know what I mean, has been instrumental, you know what I mean, in this thing that we're building. No different than, you know, bringing in, we also bring in Nate Jones. You know, someone that, you know, you might, a lot of people might not know, but he's
Floyd.
Yeah, he's an Olympian. You know, but he's an Olympian as well, and you know, lot of experience over there with Floyd. You know what I mean? So you know, we star-studded over here. We're well prepared. You know what I mean, and everything that it takes to get behind an elite fighter like Devin.
How was that for you, right? Like, you being the lead trainer and kind of, you know, it being you and your son, right? Like, you've brought in people sporadically, but how was that for you, being the lead trainer, kind of bringing in other guys and having them input whatever their wisdom is to Devin while you know, while you're also there?
I'm from East Oakland, man, so I'm a soldier first. And, you know, leading when I must lead, you know what I mean? But also stepping back, you know what I mean? And letting those that have the vision, like my son has had, you know what I mean, to lead. You know what I mean? And
I just wanted to say real quick, that's one thing that I always respected about him. They have worked with several people. Now, I know one of the criticisms or critiques could be, why don't y'all stay with any one trainer? But I think Bill did a good job answering that question, as far as, you know, working with a number of different guys and kind of taking all of that tutelage and putting it into Devin and making him the fighter that he is. Like, I don't have an issue with that. You get what I'm saying? Because shit ain't go wrong and all the way up until Ryan, right? And that got an asterisk by it. So he get essentially a do-over against Ramirez to protect his O, and then see if he learned from the mistakes in that fight, April 20th.
Do as much as I can and filling in, you know what I mean? So, you know, he's special. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like, you know, he's the kind of fighter that you just give water and you let him go in there and swim. You know what I'm saying?
See, I like that. And that's what it's about. Me believing Devin is the talent. And I think he feels as though anywhere he can get any extra tutelage or knowledge, then he'll point and lead his son in that direction. And he'll kind of take that backseat for a little bit and, you know, kind of let his son work with other people. I think that's dope, man. That's good. Whereas you've seen other fighters, not to say no names, but you've seen guys go against that and want to be in control of everything. You see how T.O. Sr. is like that, from what I hear. The Schofield people, I hear he like that. So he, at least when it comes to Bill, he's allowed his son to work with other people that have knowledge probably far outside of himself. Did Mickey Bates say he was training Dev? I'm not sure. He might. I'm pretty sure he in the mix to some degree. Because matter of fact, I did see him speak on that. I don't know if that's still the case, but I'm pretty sure it is.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well, I already been getting these, but now it's time for you to get your just due.
both April, man. My birthday is 4/20. Salute. Shout out to my guy, Cut Creator. Mine's is the 27th, my guy. Shout out to you. Shout out to Boxing with 2-4. Let's get back to this.
But as far as having the responsibility of being actually the voice that puts together the fight camp, you know what I mean, that brings in the sparring partners, the logistics of it, you know what I mean, because it goes more into being the trainer than people think. You know, you have trainers at gyms, and then you have real boxing coaches and boxing trainers and teachers, and I'm happy that have learned and graduated to a fraternity of good men.
I love that. You said Devin's special, right? I agree with you. What point did you know that, though? Like, what point did you, obviously it's your son, right? You know, as a father and as a parent, I'm not a father yet, but you know, soon to be, but I would assume you think all your kids are special. But at what point did you like take a look and be like, damn, like Devin this is something, this is different? When did that happen for you?
Oh man, like it's a lot of times that we've done that, you know what I mean, that I experienced seeing and saying, wow, he's special. I think early on, a lot of the days of sparring, of getting on the road, you know what I mean? And of course, everyone knew locally, including, you know, I think I've, you know, kind of like told you a story about my family finding out how good he was. But then, you know, the local gyms and all this other things. So it was about getting on the road and showing him that men are men all the way around the country. You know what I'm saying? It's the work ethic that you put in and what's in you, the will in you that makes you the man that you are. So we knocked on doors, you know, Tank them and Baltimore and you know what I mean, Shakur and Jersey and Richard Hitchinson and Brooklyn and you know what I'm saying? The list goes on and on and on. You know what I mean?
For sure.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. You can say what you want. They really was going around getting that smoke, whether it was working out or not. They was getting that smoke, man. You know, Dev at a young age getting that work with Tank. I noticed the viral sparring footage. You know what I mean? The viral sparring between him and Shakur. I mean, him sparring with Hitchens. You know what I mean? I think that just kind of show you what kind of fighter he is too early, because he was really getting that work in with some of the absolute best. Still a young guy, man, so he still got a lot more to prove. That's why I said, for me, I can't wait to see how he actually bounced back from this adversity that he's been dealing with. Big homie Court.
One of the times that I knew that Devin was special is that there wasn't a place that he couldn't be. He couldn't compete. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He couldn't compete at a young age.
Right.
He's competing all around the country with all these guys that I know that are going to soon go on and be professional, even world champions that they are now. We got a chance to see him early on, you know, including your man, Money May.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the other times that Devin got in the ring with him. Of course, you know, all the fighters leading up to all those things were special, but when he gets in the ring with him, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And he does what he does.
Yo, he won't let that Floyd sparring go. That's his story. He's sticking to it. Devin was kicking Floyd ass according to him in sparring, and Floyd couldn't hit him.
Everyone expected me to not feel a special way about it. You know what I'm saying?
What you mean, everyone like that camp? Because you mentioned that on that live where you and Floyd had the live and shit like that. You know, y'all was going back and forth. That was very entertaining, by the way. I enjoyed that. But you mentioned that, right? Like,
well, he said my son was undefeated in the gym, though. He said that. He said that. So he sparred. So Devin sparred Tank, and he sparred Floyd, and he sparred Shakur, and so he watched everything. You know what I'm saying? And he told me congratulations, and I told him, you know, well, thank you, Floyd. But at that particular time, what he was alluding to more so is that he was undefeated in the ring, and we had taken an L that had went back and it was reversed into a no contest. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? So we're undefeated. You know what I'm saying? In the gym, and even according to Floyd, we're undefeated under the lights. And even now, according to Floyd, we're undefeated in the gym too.
Tell me about, you know, your vision, right? Because I think a lot of people, when we assessing and talking about Bill Haney, like outside of what we doing training-wise with Dev, I feel like you kind of guided him on a path from having a vision, right? One of the things that kind of showed me that I interviewed Terrence Crawford about a month ago, and he said, and I asked him, I was like, yo, where did the idea come from?
What did the idea? Yo, he said, why is he talking like that? Like what, Roger? What he talking like, bro? He about to talk about the fact that he put the bug in Crawford ear about fighting Canelo. That's what he about to talk about. Why? What you mean, Roger? Why you talking like what? You know, some of that stuff you got, you know, free when you freestyling, if that's what you talking about, if you talking about what I think you talking about, you know, when you freestyling, you know, sometimes some of that shit gonna it's gonna sound a little diffy. It sounds off.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we're undefeated. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In the gym, and even according to Floyd, we're undefeated under the lights.
Yeah.
And even now, according to Floyd, we're undefeated in the gym too.
Tell me about, you know, your vision, right? Because I think a lot of people, when we assessing and talking about Bill Haney, like outside of whatever you're doing training wise with Dev, I feel like you kind of guided him on a path from having a vision, right? One of the things that kind of showed me that I interviewed Terrence Crawford about a month ago. And he said, and I asked him, I was like, yo, where did the idea come from of you fighting Canelo? And he was like, Bill Haney. He was like, I talked to Bill, and Bill told me,
that's crazy.
That's your fight. That's your money fight. And he's like, I wasn't never thinking about that until Bill kept putting that in my head. Talk about that. Like when you talk to guys like Terrence, you putting that stuff in his head. Like where do you get that from? Like how does the vision part work for you?
I believe that, you know, if God has given you a vision for it, then it's yours. You know what I mean? If you can think it, then you can believe it. And you know, I don't let anyone challenge that.
Bro.
You know what I'm saying? Of course, when I saw Canelo and Devin, right, I said, wow, if Devin was a little bit bigger, you know what I'm saying? Right? If Devin was a little bit bigger, right, which is Terrence Crawford. You see what I mean? And
the hell it ain't.
You know, he didn't deserve to be.
I love you,
Bill,
but no, the hell it ain't. Terrence Crawford
you know,
and Devin Haney is not the same fighter. Hell nah. Respectfully though, that was right. What it do, homie? They'll put that bug in Bud air, but beat ESG in that fight. Or fight beat Bud. Bill don't want the boots. Oh nah, he gonna talk about that in here too.
When you go into it as a young fighter, you know, your wish is to dare to be great. You know what I'm saying?
Like I get it.
And in that daring to be great, that we know that Terrence has it in him. You know, I didn't want him to get caught with the narrative of what everyone else was trying to kick. You know what I'm saying? Of what he should do. And you know, and hopefully that's a big moment for him and his family. That you know what I mean. He enjoys and is successful at it.
Because Bill is a funny dude.
Anything is possible, and boxing especially. You know, styles make fights. You have a fighter and Canelo who's maybe 5'9". You know, you have one in Terrence Crawford. He's 5'9". You have Crawford, an ability to fight both ways, orthodox or southpaw. So on that particular night, Crawford has the ability to pull out the weapons to beat him, but it's canny. And will he have the discipline to stay consistent with that, whatever that weapon is? Because it's in his toolbox. But Canelo does so many things to disrupt a fighter, right? And to discourage a fighter. You know, so you know, he's the man. Canelo is, and that's why, you know, I suggested to Crawford. Ultimate greatness would be chasing him down and going to go get it. So
people in my comments were saying, they like, yo, Bill setting Terrence up. He tried to set him up. As they say it in my comments.
No, not at all. Not at all. Crawford, if you've ever watched him, you know what I mean? He didn't bench press 500 plates. He didn't wrestled alligators. He didn't, you know what I mean? Lassoed horses. You know what I mean? He didn't took down big men. Our security. You know what I mean? He was like 320. You know what I'm saying? And Terrence was trying to get at him. You know what I mean?
Wrestling him and shit like that.
Oh man, listen.
Crazy.
No, Bud was ready to do whatever he wanted to do. That's Bud Crawford, and that's what makes Bud Crawford who he is. It's not just any man that's up for that kind of job. It's Bud Crawford.
That's right. So tell me about this fight, man. We got Jose Ramirez coming up. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
good
what do you
fighter.
think about
This is
Jose?
how did y'all come? I asked your son this too, but how did y'all come up with this name? Right, like I think he's at the level that Dev could kind of pick and choose where he wants to go. This is a guy that former champion, like he ain't no slouch. This is a real a real fight. How did you decide? Like, all right, you know what, this guy makes the most sense for us at this juncture.
Well, I mean, I didn't decide it. The people decided it, and the actual fighters decided it. You know what I mean? Because it's cigar talk. We done pulled up on everybody about everything.
Yeah.
There's not anybody left. Of course, with
my
the rematch, something that we're looking forward to, inshallah. The best person fit, being an Olympian himself, but also being a lineal champion, right? He's a unified champion, I should say, and he has a nice left hook.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So why not
That's a good one.
why not come back with that same look and get prepared for the ultimate grudge match, the rematch that has to happen, that they didn't want to happen.
Yeah.
Both vocally, whether it was Oscar, whether it was Ryan, they said that it wasn't going to happen, of course, and we made it happen. And it took a lot of business to make it happen. And I want to always salute Devin for being young and 26 and being able to handle his business in the right way.
Yeah.
And
That's interesting. He wanted to go back in there with somebody that you feel like got a good left hook to kind of prepare you for the ultimate left hook. Cause shit, Jose Ramirez like the Diet Cola version of Ryan Garcia right now. It's like he like a diet Ryan Garcia, no disrespect. I'm just being serious. At the point that he had his career, he like the diet version of Ryan Garcia. You get what I'm saying? He ain't really that guy. So it's interesting that you want to test him against somebody that you feel like has a similar weapon that, somebody he just had that he didn't do too good against. That's interesting. Trade skills, what it do, homie? You know what I mean? So every time Bill says, you know what? You know what I mean?
and picking a guy doesn't mean that you do cherry picking like some of the other fighters, because you can go cherry picking wrong. And I think that might what happened with Man Tank. That was what he was trying to do.
You thought that was a cherry pick?
Huh?
You thought that was a cherry pick?
No, he just thought it was a cherry familiar that he could go pick. Right? Yeah, that he was familiar with that cherry because he had played around with it, so I can go pick it right now in front of the people. And we already knew. I know all these guys, so I know all of them are with it. Shout out to Lamar Roach and his family doing an incredible job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Shit, because they.
Hold up. So what you thought about that fight? You feel like that was? You said you thought it was a familiar cherry, but when you say that, do you mean that you thought Tank was just trying to take a fight that he knew he was going to win? That's what you mean?
If he wasn't going to bite him, then that's what you meant. Taking the bite away, then what we talking about? Then you're talking about a fighter that you saw the frustration, right? When you go back to the clips and the sparring sessions and shit like that, the frustration that he was. And everybody said that I was crazy, right? When Lamar Roach came up from 30 and said that he was little, and I said that he was too little.
Yeah.
But when you talk about being in the 35-pound division, I mean, the who's who was there when Devin was there.
Yeah.
If you were about that action, he was there first.
Younger.
We were there when Robert Eastern and Bunny and
T.O. was there at the time.
Mikey Garcia, T.O. Loma, you know what I'm saying? The list goes on and on, right?
Yeah.
But to Undisputed in there, they say it was George Camboso's. No, it was a lot more than George Camboso's cigar talk. And we up here 7,000 feet in the air, so can't nobody come and interrupt us right now.
Nah, for sure. But listen, all right, we got to get to it because, Bill, like, y'all taking a lot of heat, right? When I say y'all, I just mean Team Haney, right? Like Team Haney in the past year. And I think a lot of it comes from not necessarily Devin, because Devin don't talk. You've been the talker. You've been leading the charge just as far as, promotion and leading that charge promoting-wise. Do you feel like you are a part of what started to kind of catch the heat for Team Haney as opposed to Dev?
No, it's not hate. That's not. Those aren't real people. They're real people with fake emotions. They're getting out energy that's not real. We go everywhere and everyone salutes us and tells us what a great job that we're doing and how they're inspired. You know what I mean? You know, the booze and the other stuff are part of the game. And if you can't take it, then you know what I'm saying? All you got to do is just cry out for help, and they'll help you. They'll move you right to the other position. But we tell them, come on with it. You know what I'm saying? Come on with it. That's what you want. Look, is this what you're here for?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I see that. But I'm saying, you know what I'm saying though? Like Dev, he probably one of the most, and when I say hated, it's just like a guy that people like to hate on now. It's kind of become that.
But what I'm
I think people misunderstand Devin more than they hate him. I think that the hate, if anything, is aimed more solely towards Bill. I think they misunderstand Devin. Like if you look at it, he's just not a bad kid, bro. It's like it's no reason to hate on him. Hating on him is just weird. So if you hating on a young man, it's just no reason to hate. I don't want to hear because he said this and got beat up. That's boxing. Like he ain't did nothing to get hated on, but just go out there and win. Whether you like his opponent or not, like his performance or not, all the kid do is go out there and win. So he did get a lot of blowback though. And I think it was from Bill though making that damn lawsuit a public thing. You know what I'm saying?
Is, but you can only be that because you can only be that if you're that strong.
Because if you're
strong enough. You know what I mean? If we didn't relish in the fact that we do what everyone else is scared to do, it was Devin Haney versus everybody from the beginning. We worked with Eddie, we worked with Oscar, we worked with Top Rank, we worked with Al and Showtime, right? We worked with them all, right? And we beat them. And it had never been done, right? And that has never been done before, but we didn't do it. We didn't do it for that reason. We did it to say that there's another super bad father and son that's gonna come through here smoking. And when they sit here, guess what they're gonna say? They inspired us.
Yeah. And I respect that. I mean, I feel like you gotta take your hat off to you just as a black father, especially like, you know, really being there and being present for your son. There's a lot of black young men coming up that don't get the privilege to have that in their lives. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely want to salute you for that.
Right, but when I say beat him, because most people want to think that it's tied to the record, although we are undisputed. But when I say beat him in the sense that I was saying that we all should work together a long time ago.
What you mean all work together like
all work together like we doing? All work together like we doing with Turki Alashikh. And shout out to Turki and the job that he's been doing. But I've been saying that forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Right. I've been saying that it's podcasts like yours and platforms like yours that make boxing the beautiful sport that it is, you know, that I'll continue to support. You know what I'm saying? No matter, you know what I mean? How fast the pitches come or how fast or slow they come. I'm here for them. On Cigar Talk.
On Cigar Talk. All right, listen, Bill, we got to get to it. The lawsuit, Bill. The lawsuit, Bill. We got to why did y'all do the lawsuit, Bill? That was because for me, I was like, damn, why?
Because listen, and you got to, that's the elephant in the room because there's only, especially when you're a black man, if the only thing that you've ever been done is sued, is got sued, you know, because you probably never sued anyone for anything. No, so you won't understand this shit. It's big business. It's part of business.
Don't do that. But don't do that.
No, let me tell you. Well, listen. Let me graduate. Let me graduate you and educate you.
Let me hear.
You did. Yeah. Not only did we work with all of the promoters, we understand the business and what
Bill said. You probably ain't never sued nobody before. You don't know. Najee said, nah, I ain't never sued. I ain't never sued nobody before. Yo, these people, man. Yo, Bill Haney is crazy.
On Cigar Talk. All right, listen, Bill, we got to get to it. The lawsuit, Bill. The lawsuit, Bill. We got to why did y'all do the lawsuit, Bill? That was because for me, I was like, damn, why?
Because listen, and you got to, that's the elephant in the room because there's only, especially when you're a black man, if the only thing that you've ever been done is sued, is got sued, you know, because you probably never sued anyone for anything. So you won't understand this shit. It's big business. It's part of business.
Don't do that. But don't do that.
No, let me tell you. Don't do that. Well, listen. Let me graduate. Let me graduate you and educate you.
Let me hear.
You did. Not only did we work with all of the promoters,
Oh,
we
man,
understand the
Bill,
business
hilarious.
and what business represents. And where we come from is the bullshit. That's what they want you to do.
But you
they
know
want
where we come from,
Yeah,
though.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
yeah. And guess what? That's where Dirk, that's where Thug just got off on, that's where Yellow Beezy, that's where historically they go, don't they?
Yeah, that's a fact.
What did BH do? Did he beat him?
That's a fact.
Did he beat him?
I gotta give you
Did he
that.
beat
I
him?
give
Did
you
he beat
respect
him?
for that.
Okay, all right.
I give you respect for
All
that.
right.
I agree with
All
that.
right.
But I'm saying is, I think the difference is the onus on Devin.
No,
or
it's
Team
not.
Devin,
It's not.
It feels
It's
different
not.
because he's a boxer.
No,
That's why I
what-
make it feel
no,
crazy.
he's a boxer, and he has a company, and the responsibility is on the company. I put on the suit and tie and pulled up in there because I'm most qualified to come in here and file this lawsuit on this guy for everything that he did. It wasn't Devin. It's his company. It's his company that wasn't, but no different than Golden Boy, no different than Top Rank, no different than any other company.
Yeah.
Right? And I take pride in the fact that now we're moving right. You know what I'm saying? No matter what anyone is saying, we're not moving with the other shit. What do you think Oscar would have did to us?
Yeah, I guess he would have sued y'all.
He would have sued us.
Yeah,
Aaron would have sued us. You know what I mean? Hearn would have sued us. You know, all of them have been in lawsuits. How many fighters have not been in lawsuits?
Yeah.
Has Floyd been? Has Floyd sued anybody?
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I think so.
Right. Has Manny sued anybody?
Manny's
You know?
definitely sued. for
Okay.
sure.
You know what I mean? It's all part of the game. You know what I'm saying? I think that with us and the way that social media is and the ability for guys to have
Real
good
quick,
have
man.
voices and have
I think the difference is obviously like he made it too public. I think if we being genuine, I think we could all agree that making it public probably wasn't the best move because certain shit just don't need to be made to the public, like put out there to the public. People ain't gonna understand what moves you making and why you making them. So there's no need to try to explain. So that to make it public was a bad move. You could do what you want, but making it public was a bad move. Judah Vision, my dog, what's good with it, bro? He said
platforms to have questions and I like to answer them. You know what I mean? I like to come out and answer them and talk to you and give it to you straight. You know what I mean? Yeah, you got to graduate past the bullshit. You see what I'm saying?
I see it, but I'm saying is like, because you know, a lot of the support of Devin Haney is from that place that you're talking about, right? Like the culture, the culture support Dev,
Absolutely.
the culture. So when it was like, all right,
we're bringing them. We're not leaving them. We're not. No.
Yeah.
We're not leaving them in the penitentiary. We're not leaving them back. I told them. I said, go home. I said the star is at home and not on television. I said, if we can do it, if I can take from the background that I am to take my son, right, to the pinnacle of the business side of sports as well as athleticism, right, accolades and all that, we go to the top with the education that I've had.
Yeah, I think it would have got to the public, Jay, but I think like spearheading it, like boasting, it got to a point where he was almost like bragging about it. Like I remember he was talking and he had brought the lawsuit up. And then like right after bringing it up, he was like, the Devin Haney era has begun. And it just like set the tone, like to think like, you know, you proud of it. Like, I just don't think he had to really, you know what I mean, bring people into the fold. Could have just let that shit just be talked about and ignored it. Because some shit really ain't for people. Like, they'll never understand initially why they going to keep saying, oh, you sued for battery. And I get it. I ain't arguing with nobody. But it's just that making it so public and, like, advocating as if it were the right move to make. You get what I'm saying? Not saying it was right or wrong, but it just didn't need to be something. You get what I'm saying? Because people simple-minded. They're going to take it the wrong way. They're going to reduce it to him being soft. Then you got guys like Rampage Jackson coming out, calling Devin all types of, you know, he needs to start acting like a bitch. And all you get me. You got people going at the man because of that. So I just think you could have just left that shit to the side. You know what I mean? And left it behind the scenes. You know what I mean? And let that shit
Sport
work
and
itself
experience
out.
in the sport. If I can do it, you can do it in anything, in any walk of life.
Yeah.
But it's going to take dedication. It's going to take vision and belief that when you got that vision, God gave it to you. They
Mr.
didn't.
Randy. That's what it
They
was.
talking about you can't do it. What do you mean you can't do it?
What caused it?
Bill and them did it.
Yeah. Hold on. So, all right, but being that
If no
it caught
PDs
so
was
much
present,
flack.
they
I
would've
understand
never
what you're saying
sued.
because as a
Let's
company,
start it
yes,
off.
right. Like as a company, I agree with you that any other company in that situation would also sue. I guess because Devin's the face of his own company, it just makes it look like, all right. Yeah. It makes it look like, all right,
you know what I'm saying?
I lost
like,
the fight. So
let it play out, because you trying to, he trying to be transparent with the people, like, yo, we suing him, but nobody really will understand why. Like, they heard battery, and that shit just hit people all wrong, and I understand it, but it's also money. It was more so money. The fact that it was PDs present at all was the reason that there were any lawsuit. You take PDs out of this situation and they would have just lost, guarantee you he wouldn't have sued them. It would have been no lawsuits. So I'm able to kind of look at it for what it is. It's not, I can't say it's a wrong move. Just making it public, I can say I don't think that was the best idea.
I'm suing him because I lost, even though that's not, we know the PDs, Ryan Poppin' Dirty is the reason. But I'm just saying the look is, I feel like what makes it crazy. Do you feel like, would you have taken it back knowing how everything went, or you would have still did it the same way?
Well, the only way that when, it's certain things that you can get to just learn how big you are. When we went over to Reebok and we influenced Reebok to make the Reebok boxing shoe. For a minute, everybody was wearing Reebok boxing shoes, right? It's a little bit off, but in terms of marketing and branding. And then so Devin switched. So he kind of like rotates between boots, and then his boot became a concern when Brian Garcia, and you know what I mean, right? When you talk about doing a lawsuit, and you talk about Devin, everyone has done a lawsuit, but the reason why it's magnified is because it's Devin. But we don't backpedal. We don't do none of that, right? We're letting you know what mature athletes, right, and businessmen, and how they're supposed to conduct themselves, and that's what's going to represent East Oakland for me, coming from right there, and my son, right, leading the direction. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because he can take us somewhere else now. You know what I'm saying? Because he could have said when I brought the suggestion to him about suing them, and then guess what? I told him after. He said, "What you think?" I said, "Well, yeah. If he fights you, then I'm with taking the lawsuit down. I'll take the lawsuit away, right? Yeah. I'll suggest to you. I'll suggest to you, right? I'll suggest to you that. But do we ever say anything about Ryan suing me?
Nah, but it just feels like it's a countersuit. It feels like countersuits is more acceptable than the initial suit, though. You know what I'm saying?
Are you crazy?
I'm serious. I'm serious. That's how we look at it. It's like, you know what I'm saying? That's how he's looking at it. I was telling you.
Okay.
That's how
well, listen. Now, when a long time ago, my neighbors that used to think that, but now the neighbors that I got next door, that ain't how they think. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That ain't how they think. And so I'm not gonna fraudulently come out and cap and have the world, you know what I'm saying, on some other shit, some youngsters on some other shit, some dads on some crash out shit. Yeah. When, you know what I mean, at this level for these millions, I'm gonna lay that lawsuit on you. And when you don't, because now they played dirty by saying that they didn't want to make the fight happen, that didn't nobody want to see the fight, right? After.
I heard Oscar say that. I didn't hear Ryan say that, but I definitely heard Oscar say that.
Well, you'll play it back. They'll say it in the comments. And, we negotiated that, of course, if they get in the ring, there's no lawsuit.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Fair enough. I mean, I understand what you're saying. I guess I respect the position and, more so knowing that.
Could the lawsuit have been used for leverage to get them back in the ring? There is that, because at the end of the day, he did say, if y'all agree to fight, then I'll take it, I'll get rid of the lawsuit. You get me? So at the end of the day, it looked like that regardless of what was done, the end result looks like the main focus was to get back in the ring. The lawsuit was what it was. You can't ignore it. But I think the real focus was to get back in the ring, because that's what they headed to do. So this is all set up for him to get back in the ring. So that's just an idea. It's just a thought.
This was you and not Dev. That
in the end, that's what it ended up being. Some type of leverage.
Absolutely, because when you have young athletes, this is why it's so important that the OGs be around and be active. You know what I'm saying? Because it can be manipulated, and misrepresented as something else. And I know this is, street shit is street shit, and this is boxing, baby. This is big business.
But nigga, you said you the king. You say you undefeated in these streets, so that's what I'm saying. You know that niggas was gonna feel like that.
Yeah, but that's how I'm undefeated in the streets, because I don't bring bullshit to the streets, and I don't take the streets to no, you know what I mean? No big business, no boxing. I leave that over there. You know what I mean? a million miles back, you know what I'm saying? And I sit here and I tell you honestly, I said, nah, you can't convince these athletes that, especially when they got real people around that's accountable and that'll stand up and say that's not part of the game. You know what I mean? Because in 1 minute you say something about civilian, and then 1 minute you say something about streets. Yeah. And that's been that big misconception in sports and in Hollywood and everything is who's a civilian and who's you see what I'm saying?
I agree.
But guess what? Let me tell you, to all you guys that's standing on street business.
Let's go. They in there, they watch this.
And listen, and you're a civilian, you're an in the way ass nigga. Yeah. Because if you're not getting any money in the streets, then you're just in the way. You know what I mean? So stay being a civilian and let them street guys stay being street guys. Yeah. Youngest undisputed champion in boxing, two division.
Yeah, you one of a kind, man. I ain't gonna lie. You one of a kind, bro.
Can you believe it?
All right, hold up. Let me ask you this, because this is an important. Obviously, like the Ryan fight went the way it did, you know. The good thing is we saw that your son has real heart. The bad thing is we saw that your son has real heart, right?
Yes.
With that being said, Oscar, you know, he's going around, obviously this is his guy, Jose Ramirez, but he's like, yo, Dev to me looks like a shot fighter. And there's a lot of people saying that, right? There's a lot of people that have questions because it's like, yo, you know, your son took some big blows in that fight. So how do you, as, you know, his dad, his trainer, and somebody that's preparing for a fight, look at that and be like, you know, your approach to this fight knowing how the last one went?
I look at Oscar and I cannot stop looking at the shots of Botox that in filler that he gets in his face. I cannot help but look at that and say that what the fuck do we care about what he's talking about, right? Has he ever unified in the division and said, okay, I want the baddest men?
Nah,
you know
what
I mean? Listen, let me tell you, watch this. Watch this. We'll mention Boots Ennis and wish him with Stanion as well. You heard it out of my mouth. We mentioned his name. We mentioned Brian Norman. We mentioned Mario Barrios. No different than every other division that we've went into. You know what I mean? Devin is the most skilled fighter in boxing when the playing field is level. It's just level the playing field. Bro, the guys, you know what I mean? He's something special.
But do you
and he doesn't need any PEDs. He doesn't need any of that. You know what I'm saying?
Concern where he's at though, like mentally, because that's as somebody who's on the top of his game for that type of fight to happen is like mentally we just as fans, and I'm just speaking as fans. I just want to know from your perspective, but mentally we like we don't know.
Speak to the fans and tell them that aura that Devin has. Yeah. You speak to him. You tell him that aura.
He seemed like
he's
good to me. The way I just spoke to him, he seems like he's in a good, clear place.
Yeah.
And I'm saying from you as his dad and you knowing him, you done seen him, you raised him. What's the mind frame? Where is his mind at after a fight like that?
If a person, you can come up around a person and you can feel good off of them, then you know their aura is intact. You know they shit is straight, right? We have that energy, we have that connection. I can feel him like he can feel me. You know what I'm saying? We can feel each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I feel the same thing that you feel. A very focused, hungry. You know what I mean? And determined, but already accomplished 26-year-old guy. And that's why I find more that I challenge the amazement that I find in him, because I say, damn, to him, I said, how much more can you grow? How much more can you want? If you look at your peers and they don't have the accolades and the people don't care, they sitting around, you know what I mean? Yeah, right? It's not an intelligent conversation that I can have somewhere and to say, well, where Devin is a 26-year-old, undisputed 2 division, and he's accomplished. And then we look at and it has the resume, right? We have an intelligent conversation about it, right? But with him, right? Sometimes I just look at him and I just say, damn, champ, how much more? You know, and he doesn't put the gag order on me, right?
Yeah.
Everybody else scared to mention the names that I just talked about. We're just coming into the division.
Niggas scared of Boots.
Yeah. What'd you say?
Said niggas are scared of Boots. A lot of people don't mention that name.
What niggas are you talking about?
A lot of the whole 47 was scared of Boots.
Do not sit up and disrespect the Haneys and say scared about anybody.
I ain't
and I
saying
just
y'all in
mentioned this.
particular. I'm just
Okay,
saying, a
all
lot
right.
of
Well,
people.
clean it up, Cigar Talk on Cigar Talk.
Clean it up.
Shout out tomorrow, Boots and Stanionis. What a great fight that we'll all be tuning in.
We all tuned in.
You know what I mean?
And that's a potential opponent for Dev. Potential.
Yeah, that Boots
Big fight,
man.
big fight, big fight. That's what we're looking forward to. The more challenging, of course.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Devin, obviously.
If they fought Boots,
you see him right now, and you see you did the interview. You know that if we want to go to 40, we probably could go to 40 if we want to go to 47. You know what I mean? It's you know what I mean? And we're just getting ready for this run. We're looking forward to an amazing year, inshallah.
Tell me about the press conference, man. You had the moment where you went off on Tom Grisham and Todd, I think. Todd Grisham.
Todd. Ain't no sense in getting his name right if he didn't have the facts right. But I'm going to tell you, it was Todd Grisham. And I didn't go off on him. He went off on himself. Because I went and talked to him as a man, right? And he says, well, Bill, how about we have this on camera? Do you mind having it on camera? But
so you went off camera first to Todd?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
The misconception was that, you know what I mean, that my motor wasn't going to keep running with high-octane fuel, having the kind of fighter that I have. And he was on the stage, and that wasn't represented.
Yeah, that was crazy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I just felt that it should have been represented. We take everything that we've been.
Hey, Jay Grant, you know why you want to see it, bro? Because you're a real supporter of his. You're not just a fan. You're not, despite what anybody is telling you or saying about that matchup, you would want to see it. You don't see it how people see it. You're not scared to see one of your favorite fighters, or if that's your absolute favorite fighter, you're not scared to see him challenge himself. That just make you a real supporter, bro. That's all. But I just think it's a really dangerous fight, But they meant at the end of the day, it'll be a fight. But I think it's a risky one. Shout out to John BX back in the super chat, bro. Appreciate you. He said Bill speaks, and I feel like a used car salesman is trying to sell me a 75K Honda Civic. He's trying to convince me it's really a BMW M435i. Got a salesman mentality. Appreciate the support, family. Yeah, man, it's a very risky fight. That's all. I don't want to dismiss him like he just don't have a chance to win a fight, but that fight right there, it'd be really, really tough in my opinion.
Been through. Right? But represented right. Represented right.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Why
was you on the stage? I feel like you dollar bill. You supposed to be up there talking your shit, doing whatever. How come you weren't on the stage, though?
I respected the nickname the Dollar Bill, but remember we gave that to Floyd, remember? And the segments I was doing, that was Dollar Bill.
Okay.
Right, who owned the strip club.
Yeah,
I don't own the strip club.
Yeah.
But, being on the stage, Devin, he's the boss. He can handle it.
Thanks, Jay.
And he handled
risky
it.
Fight.
He did it. What I was saying to them is that if there's anyone else that's going to be on there, any other promoters that represent the fighter and the company, then why doesn't Devin have someone else on there to represent it?
That's a fair point.
And so I went to talk to Todd off record and to say it, and then he said, "What's the problem, Bill?" I was like, "You're full of shit, man." You know what I'm saying?
You just
and then he was like, "Do you want to say it on the camera?" And then they turned on the camera, like, boom. It says, "What's going on? You're full of shit."
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I respected that.
Yeah.
I respected that. I think it's, one of the things that's been interesting about the whole interaction post Ryan is like, he's the one that popped dirty, right? But y'all got the bad end of the media stick, right? Just from media, from fans. Like, y'all got more heat than he did.
No, we didn't, man.
You did, Bill. Y'all did.
To all the content creators, we know you guys got the money for posting the stuff. Listen, when you go in the algorithm and you post, to regular fans, you know what they do? They type in, and when they type in, they know it's gonna yap like a motherfucker. They're gonna buzz. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? But welcome to sports and entertainment. And what a wonderful position that Devin Haney can be in, someone that understands this and has a team that can understand it and articulate it and give it back to you guys behind the scenes on Cigar Talk. You know what I mean? But it's the nature of the business. You want somebody to do, and we encourage them, for all the fans, come out. we started in Mexico.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they used to love us. But it was never a time that when we went to Mexico, I don't care who the opponent was, were they cheering for us.
Right. Right.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
When we went to Australia to go get them belts, and everyone thought and said that, be careful, you're gonna get robbed down there.
Mm-hmm.
What a wonderful group of Australian fans that, you know what they did the whole time? They shut up, right? Because their fighter wasn't doing nothing. These are fans that really have respect for the sport.
Yeah.
Now, sometimes you got some Mexican fans that just like to, they're gonna cheer like a motherfucker, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anytime anything gets close.
For sure.
But that's the beauty of the sport in shutting the fans down, shutting the building down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So going to Ryan's hometown area, Southern California.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? We got so many boos of love and appreciation because they knew who to boo. They know what we represent. And that's the thing. When they booing and because sometimes they don't even know you. So coming from where we done came from Oakland to where we are right now, it's boos of love. Can you believe that?
I see what you mean. I respect that perspective.
Yeah,
I see that.
yeah. They make this sport.
And definitely ain't no boos of love, Bill. They be hating. Nah, I gotta stop you there. I gotta keep it real. Nah, cause look, I get it, bro. You know, the lawsuit, people hate it, but to continuously try to boo a man that went out there and faced his rival, put everything on the line. He was the one that ended up getting cheated. To boo him and say that the lawsuit overrides cheating is wild to me. That's why I never really bought into like being overly critical of it. I just gave my opinion of what I thought about it, but it's not the end all be all. People treated it like, nah, the lawsuit is a good enough reason to boo him and not like him no more. Nah, y'all was just looking for a reason not to like him already. The people that thought that y'all was already looking for a reason to not like him, bro, it's not that deep. You could give your opinion on the lawsuit, say what it is, and move on. The fact that people was dragging it to the point where he started Ryan Garcia getting cheered for. You got Rampage Jackson calling Devin Haney a bitch, but he loved Ryan. That shit is wild to me. I don't care what you say. Yeah, you can call it as soft as you want, but you heard his dad say it. He was the one pushing it. He went in there and pushed the lawsuit. It wasn't the other way around. And I kept telling people, Devin Haney wasn't the one parading around talking about lawsuit, this and that. It was his dad. And we couldn't separate the two. And we like, nah, it's some soft shit. We get it. But still dragging it and making it seem like filing a lawsuit is worse than having Osterine. I'm sorry. I get it. It was a little bit, trace amounts, but still in all, just the principle alone. He got cheated, bro. How are we booing the guy that got cheated over a lawsuit? That's his business. That's his business. We talking about fighting, boxing. Was he a bitch in the ring when he kept getting up from those hooks that everybody joking about? Those Osterine left hooks, Osterine-induced left hooks and right hands. He kept getting up. I'm not making no coming to his aid or none of that. I'm just calling it what it is. So, yeah, you could criticize the lawsuit, but I see the bigger picture. The fight, he could have quit. I swear the first time he got knocked down, I thought it was over. I'm like, ain't no way. I'm like, ain't no way he about to finish this fight. And he did. I'm like, bro, that's the bigger story. Y'all talking about something his father did. Talk about what Devin Haney did. He kept getting up. It's nothing about that says bitch. And the fact that he even thinking about getting back in there with that crazy dude and Ryan Garcia say a lot about him. I don't give a damn about that lawsuit. That's not my business. I don't care about their money, none of that. At the end of the day, the lawsuit got pulled away and they planning on rematching. We got to chill off the lawsuit. That man ain't no bitch. I stand on that. That you got to show me where Devin Haney is being a bitch at. Where? He might talk some shit that you don't like, but to call a man a bitch for getting up, I don't care about no lawsuit. His dad did that, man. He was fighting. He the one getting back in there. He got to go beat up Jose Ramirez. He got to beat him to get back to Ryan Garcia and then beat his ass. Ain't nothing soft about that, bro. I don't give a damn what you say. If you soft, if he was truly soft, how people said, he probably had just retired. Probably just go off into the sunset. That's all I'm saying, bro. I gotta get a man more credit than that. He got cheated and people calling him a bitch. That's wild. I'm going to always stand on that. So what the hell is Ryan for cheating and blaming everybody? The Illuminati and everybody else. Well, we forgot about all that? We forgot about all the slurs and all that shit he was saying on social media? So you telling me all that shit Ryan did just ain't nothing? The lawsuit outweighed all of that. Cheating and all. Come on, man. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. Like we really got to take a look in the mirror, bro. That is crazy to me. I don't care who you are, bro. That is crazy to me. He got cheated. He did. And let's stop acting like if it wasn't for the Osterine that they ever would have sued him. You know damn well they would have never been talking about no lawsuit had it not been for the Osterine. But that man, to call that man a bitch over all that shit Ryan did, I want to know what Ryan is. What is Ryan for blaming everybody under the sun? You can lose a fight, bro. That's part of the game. You get your ass beat. So what? That's cool. But to call a man a bitch, I don't think a guy getting up over and over and over again is soft. I don't think a guy that's planning on revisiting the crime is soft. That's just me. I see it totally different. The lawsuit shit, I think, was a bad move. That was dumb for his dad to do, but it wasn't Devin Haney fight. The fight, that was his dad running around talking, oh, we're suing, and the Devin Haney era begins. So I can't buy that he's soft, bro. You got to show me where he's soft. I don't see it. Shout out to KO. He said there would not be another undisputed champion at 147 as long as Boots is there because they will all wait him out. Eubank Sr. hates his son. Mason was just ducked by Schofield. Shout out to KO, man. Damn, man. Already? Don't tell me that happened already, but we gonna get back to that. But let's get back to it. But like I said, man, I stand with the fighters, man. I hate guys' reputations getting tore down for petty shit. Like, I get it. Not liking it, a move that he made, cool, but we got to call it a spade, bro. That man ain't displayed no signs of bitch inside the boxing ring at all. And people gonna take that lawsuit situation and run with it because y'all was looking for a reason to hate the dude. And I hate to say that, but that's how I see it. Y'all were looking for a reason not to like him. You get what I'm saying? But let's get back to it, man.
To make the sport happen. But they be mad, though, and we're going to keep them mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't want us to win, though.
Not for sure.
And we keep winning.
Well,
we keep shining. We keep doing everything.
All right, hold up, Bill, hold up. You got to walk me through the fight, though, right? Can you just walk me through it? Because you the trainer.
All right.
First round, and this is my perspective, right? First round, he gets caught. He threw the jab. Ryan came over top with the hook, right? Shook him, but he shook, but it didn't look like he was just hurt, like he shook up. When that first one happened, what are you thinking? Because I did not expect it to go like that. I didn't see that. Take me through your mind frame.
So you've heard a lot of people talk about it. You've heard Showbiz, he go on there and talk about it. You've heard Floyd, you've heard everyone talk about the bow and arrow, right? So from here, right? If you try to go out too much, you're trying to bite off too much, you're here for the left hook.
Yeah.
So hold on, y'all. Give me a quick second. Let me do something really quick. Yo, that is crazy, yo. Nah, bro. Nah. We gonna double back on that though, because we gonna finish this really quick though. Give me a second, y'all. This is ridiculous, bro. I told you. I said it though, man. I said it. He about to put his son career right in the dirt, single-handedly, because he won't stay on social media. I've never seen nothing like that, bro. That's sabotage in the worst way. That man is a fool, bro. I don't get it, man. I really don't understand. I don't get it. I don't get it, bro.
Yo, what's going on, world? This your boy Najee from Cigar Talk, and today I got a very special guest, man, seated to my left. Y'all know this is a long time in the making, man. A lot of people have been talking on Twitter, on Instagram, and I got him here.
It's an adjustment, to say the least, something that was unexpected.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? But something that can be corrected for sure.
Bro. I would agree.
You know what I'm saying? So why they say that, and that just comes from, to me, what I say with him is bite the right bite. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to bite off too much.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I see that.
Right?
Now, so all right, so take me to after that, right? So the first round, Ryan does that. Ryan wins the round, obviously. Then for me, 2 to 6, Dev steps it up. And I'm thinking, I remember saying, so I'm watching the fight and I was like, oh shit, this is going to be Devin's Mayweather-Mosley. That's the one I'm thinking in my head. I'm like 2 to 6. It's
Chris
like,
Maddox came over there. Chris Maddox came over there to talk to me. Everything was going smooth. Yeah. And I told him, and then boom.
Was good with it, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Once again, you know, the left hook.
Yeah.
Right. You know, that's that adjustment that we'll live with. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's a lot of times that, you know what I mean. We've you know, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. You know what I'm saying? We didn't put down a performance where we've used one weapon a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right? He chose that's his weapon, and that's what he chose to use. You know what I mean? Inshallah, we handle this business on the second. You know what I mean? He'll be surprised. The world is going to be surprised. It's something that you know, obviously you want to work on it. If you have an opportunity, you want to work on it on the next fighter. Yeah. And the next fighter is Jose Ramirez. You know what I mean? So I'm not necessarily speaking out of overlooking Jose. Yeah. That's the same hook.
For sure. Was there ever a point in time during that fight where you considered stopping it?
You always stay, you know, ready to stop it if it needs to be stopped. But you know what I mean. He was always fighting back. You know what I'm saying? And when he would come back, you know, we have that way of looking at each other, of knowing. You know what I'm saying? If I got something left, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he continued to.
So
scratch.
you always seen that in his eyes and y'all chemistry. You knew like my son still because he got it. That's why I said like ain't nobody can question his heart after that. Like you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Let's switch gears a little bit, man. I want to talk to because when I spoke to Devin, right, and he told me that you know you guys took the untraditional route, went to Mexico, and you know that was my dad's plan. He told me he was like at first I don't know if I was down with it, but I trusted my dad, and look where we at. Tell me, Bill, like how did what in your brain was like, all right, like where did you get that from? Like you know what, we not gonna go to promoters, we ain't gonna stay in the U.S., we gonna go to Mexico. Be on YouTube and promote our own shit. Like, what gave you the balls, the nuts? Like, where did it come from for you to even make that plan?
I've always had a real deep sense of self-belief. You know what I mean? That if
Robert Garcia said he training Jose Ramirez to kill Devin Haney.
It's come to my vision. If I can think about it, then I can achieve it. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I just wanted to support him. I didn't want him, you know, Devin to ever have to go through what Shakur is going through, right?
You mean with Turki?
Would just publicly very frustrated that he can't do whatever that he needs to do with whoever. He's having a public dispute about his business. Mm-hmm. Devin has never, and he's worked with everyone, but he's never had a public dispute with any promoter.
My guy had to catch strays, huh? Had to catch some strays, huh?
About business. That was my whole thing. Is always being able to, and I know you're a fighter, is to never have to live with regrets that I could never fight for the undisputed title of the world, right? Right? Shakur had an opportunity to fight for it for whatever reason that he didn't take it. He had an opportunity. Devin had an opportunity.
Hold on, I interrupt this broadcast to remind you.
Saying the first thing that I don't even know how it happened because we thought that we was getting points. You dig what I mean? Because Core is an Olympian. Core always then got in on Devin. Nigga, are you tripping? You niggas, y'all. Nigga, the whole shit started because it was live that we're in there with Core. Not Core is getting out on us. Like, he's the big nigga. He's the big homie in the shit. It was never, we would always, nigga, first the gap was like this. The gap got closer and always, if you got off any with Core, it was a plus. If you just had a good day, that's how it was. All the way up until now, bro. That's why I told you, I said, inside the weight classes, when we moving, just like niggas is moving now, brother, if it's too hot at 30, we already ready to go to 40, bro.
We already ready to go to 40, bro.
We already ready.
All right, continue.
In Australia, and he took it, even when it was that they told him that your dad can't be there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He gave me a hug, and that was another one of those times in life where I was super impressed with him, because he gave me a hug and he said, "I'm all right, I'm gonna bring these belts back. I'll see you in a minute." Right?
Okay.
That continues to this day, gives me goosebumps. You know what I mean? But that excuse
I just
is
wanted to
old,
remind him
that I couldn't fight.
I just wanted to remind him about that gap. You know what I mean? Because he's sending shots. You know, I'm playful with it, man. You know, I rock with Bill, man. But yeah, you know, that's the real reason why that fight ain't happening. If you ask
Just
me,
because of the promoter, I couldn't fight because of the networker. I couldn't fight
You don't
because of
think
the
it's valid,
manager.
though? You don't
No,
think that's
I'm saying
valid?
this, but isn't it an old story? How many?
Yeah. We hear that.
You know what I'm
We've
saying?
heard that. Yeah.
Right? You've been hearing that since you was a kid, watching the sport. I've been hearing. Right?
Sure.
I didn't want that for Devin. Has Devin ever used that as an excuse?
I
No,
mean,
and that's why I said it's the Devin Haney era.
When you were doing that and
Yeah,
kind
you
of
gotta
going
keep
through the
them
Mexico
over-responders in the tuck.
portion of it, like, was that self-funded? Like, you funded this whole thing to go out there and do that?
Yeah, well, you know, you want, as you're going, if you can get people to believe in you, you know what I'm saying, right? You're going to take care of them, right? You take care of them as much as you can, right? But when it really happens and it really pops off like it did for us, then everybody got taken care of that, you know, was part of it. And, you know, we've had some good people along the way. But the vision, the, you know, ownership, you know what I mean, has always been me and Devin.
Why y'all ain't never signed to Floyd? Because there was that time, you remember, this was
Let it
when
rock for a little bit
Ellie
more.
Sinkback was doing his stuff, and I used to see Devin on it. Like,
got
it
to
felt
the
like
gist
Devin
of
was
the
in the
stuff I
camp.
wanted to
Like,
hear.
he was training with, you know, Big Floyd. I seen him with Roger. You know, he's made it clear that was his, you know, he idolized Floyd. Like, this is the fighter that I look up to. And you would think that that's something that would have materialized. And I know, obviously, I seen the live with you and Floyd kind of going back and forth. And you alluded to that, like, you know, whatever the deal was, I guess wasn't good. But how come that didn't happen? Because that seemed like the layup at the time was like, the dream is going to be with the money team.
Well, Floyd is an amazing individual and an icon in the sport. He's a heck of a businessman. He's a trailblazer. And he's also been vocal about what he considers the Mayweather blueprint, right? And that Mayweather blueprint consists of believing in yourself. It consists of ownership. It consists of family. It consists of loyalty. You know what I mean? It consists of everything that we are to ourselves. And that's everything that you'd want a fighter. You'd want a low homie. You'd want him to learn that from you, right? And that's where the disconnect came from. Me and him mutually have a love for Devin Haney.
Sure.
Right? Me and Floyd both do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The love that I have for him is that he is tall as the skyscraper, and he's bigger than what you could imagine.
That's real,
Floyd,
John. That's a
right?
fact.
That's the vision that I have for him, and I think that that's probably where the disconnection happens. Is that Devin signs to Floyd, and that's Floyd's perfect world, but Devin doesn't sign to anybody. That's my perfect world. And that's something that comes from the Mayweather blueprint.
Yeah.
So we were able to sit around and to learn from him. And then when it came time to execute what he articulated so beautifully, right? Because he did. He did. Take no mistake away from him.
Yeah.
The part that I said is that they can't stop him because of the blueprint that he's using, right? He should have known that he couldn't stop us with the blueprint that we're using. That's what I was thinking.
Was that a hard thing to convince your son, though? Right? Because I would think at that age, I don't know if he's business savvy enough to understand exactly what's going on. It feels like you're spearheading it, you know, kind of seeing the bigger picture.
Probably was better off in the long run for him not to sign to Floyd and do exactly what he's doing.
But you know, when you looking at guys, so I work in the music industry, right? So I know what it's like when a big rapper comes and wants to sign you. Most of the time they like, I want to go with you because it's you. Was that a hard discussion or a hard way to like get that across to your son that we're gonna forego this option?
They've had a relationship since Devin has been in his teenage years. You know what I'm saying? I think it goes back to once again, if you're really, really listening
Bill said we already cool with him. We could get the sauce from him without signing to him. That's what Bill was saying. We get the sauce from him without signing to him.
Right? And you're really paying attention, then he's a trailblazer. He's a pioneer. He's someone that has bushwhacked for it to be a Devin Haney. And I think that when you have a Tank Davis who's had to fight out of that shadow, fight out of that situation, and not been able to 100% use or better the blueprint, because I think that what in our case we've modified it and made the blueprint even better, that we've not had to sue to get out of a contract.
Yeah, because he naturally shout out to Everything Boxing. He naturally would have just been outshined, I think, by the star power of Tank. It just wouldn't have been a good move. I think the person that ended up signing with Tank was the best person. I mean, signing with Floyd was the best person to sign with him, and that was Tank. Thanks to shit worked out how it was supposed to.
In a contract. We have not had to buy.
Now, Bill. You know they're gonna be on your head mentioning them lawsuits.
Listen, what I'm saying is, but they were going to. It was a lawsuit involving Floyd getting in and out of his contract. He paid to get out the contract. He couldn't just get out of the contract. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
So now with Devin Haney, right? He came in the game a boss, thankfully, to the Floyds of the world, and the Mike Tysons and the, you know what I mean, Roy Joneses and those guys that have paved the way for now. So would everybody just be happy if it was just TikTokers and YouTubers that own their shit?
Yeah.
How about that?
Right.
Now they own their shit, but
Definitely
then we were supposed to sign with somebody.
Definitely.
Come on, my nigga. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it was Devin Haney and Real Devin Haney TV before all this shit.
When was the idea in playing?
When did you get up on Real Devin Haney TV and the YouTube shit that we was doing?
I feel like I seen it on Ellie Seckback first. I seen Devin on there, and then I went to the Real Devin Haney, and then I was watching all the YouTubes.
Right. So
that's where I seen
like
it.
Years ago, though.
Years ago.
Yeah, years ago. Yeah.
This is the like the 2010s. Damn.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So, we've never done it, traditional. I think that's what Dev said. It's just non-traditional. If y'all want to do it that way, then that's fine. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Right?
It is
but
way.
Don't go public and say, "Oh man, my career was fucked because I signed with this guy," or "I wish I'd have signed with this guy," because truth of the matter is that you don't have to.
Okay. Tell me about this, because I watched your Vlad interview, and I know you talked about, being inside. You spent a couple years inside, and then, you said you came out and, you really got to it with your sons. What was the point that you was like, I want my son to be a boxer? Like, when did that happen for you that you were like, this is a plan?
Oh, it never was. Boxing and Devin, they found each other like a cowboy finds his, first horse. You know what I mean? Yeah. And he's been riding it ever since.
Shout out to you.
Coming from Oakland, just as a man, as a black father, you never want your kid to be in the back room, him doing the hollering and the screaming, and you know what I mean? You want, if there's some rumbling going on, you want him to be handling his business, right?
That's a fact.
So, I instilled that in him. But, also didn't want him to have the same background as I did. The same big homies that was full of shit that they were giving us, you know what I'm saying? They was giving us guns and drugs and bullshit, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Right? Because they had to fund their lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? So they gave it to the younger guys, So naturally, I hate that there's guys and sons and nephews that are in Oakland that need to be grabbed. That's just like my son. Grab them, right? I grabbed mine and I moved to Las Vegas. And within that, Devin is going to school because he's playing football, but he's going to school and he's fighting in school. Yeah. You know what I mean? When things get a little heated, right? Or, he's willing to fight, which is not happening in Henderson. So on the last time that I went with the principal, and the principal was there and Devin is there, and then Devin says the kid was about to hit me in front of the principal. I said, because I came in, I was like, so what's going on, Devin? I thought we talked about not fighting, And he said, well, he was about to hit me. I said, oh yeah. You know, that's that way of, you know, kind of like getting smart, but letting you know that, you know, right? So I got in the car and I asked him, I said, so you think you just really just like that now? You can fight. You know, you like to, what's the name? And I swear he was silent the whole time. And I said, so you want me to take you to the gym then? I'm gonna take you to the gym. He looked back over at me and said, okay. Just like that, right? Just, okay. I said, and when we got to the gym, the trainer, he told me that Devin was a natural. I hadn't heard that descriptive at any time.
I feel like they always say that. They said that to me when they want you to keep coming back. But how'd you know he was really like that, though?
Well, what I'm saying is we're playing football, right? And the fact of how many times that you hear when, you know, that you're a natural in football, right? Maybe it was the words or whatever, but when the trainer says that, then we knew that, okay, having a natural skill and a natural gift can only be enhanced with hard work and dedication. You know what I mean? And of course, it's another guy down the street, you know what I mean, who has everything.
Not crazy,
man. And it's, you know, his moniker is hard work, dedication, you know? And I looked at him and I was like, man, you ain't gonna get too much bigger than y'all gonna be about the same size.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so when looking at that, right, I said, then how many other fathers in the neighborhood or brothers or that can look at their son or their little cousin or whatever and say, he got that fire. He's not too big, but he got that fire, right? He you know, and then understand that particular kid can be the future to you guys as generations to come. That's
Shout out to Bill and Najee, man. This is a cool sit down, man. You know, Bill gonna always talk his talk with his freestyling ass. His freestyling ass, man. It's a good you could expect to hear from Bill now that Devin back in the mix. I mean, they've been quiet long enough. It wasn't that bad. I don't think I've seen worse you know, bills from Bill Haney. I don't think that was bad at all, man. They just trying to get back where they belong, and the only way to do that is to handle that business with Jose Ramirez, man. So I think that's what people really itching to see. You know what I mean? Yeah, he seemed like he chilled down a bit, and I think just reality set in a little bit. You know, kind of he seemed a little bit just, I don't know, I want to say humble, but because he's still gonna talk, right? But think it's less selling of the BS, should I say, man. So it's a little bit more digestible to hear from. He's still gonna spin you around a little bit, but for the most part, it wasn't that bad. My Schofield, normal, let Boots, Mason be great, man. Them boys scary. Hey, listen, let's talk about it because we're gonna switch gears, but that was good. Shout out to my guy Najee, man. He always doing good work. So yeah, KO, I noticed you came in here. We was talking about this earlier. And just that quick. I don't know. I mean, look, I know this is Twitter, but Twitter work fast, man. Twitter be working pretty fast. I mean, if they turn down a fight that quick, that's crazy. I'm telling you right now, it's like career suicide because you just came out. Now, you see? This is what I be talking about. It's what I be talking about with them Schofield people.
But I just had to update y'all on something before it hit the news or before it hit social media. We've been offered a fight with Abdullah Mason. Hell yeah, we accept that. $2.5 million. That's the price. So put the money on the wood, it all go good. Yesterday price ain't today's price, baby. Let's get this money, baby. Yes, we'll fight that brother. Put the money on the wood. He's with Turki now and all them. Let's go. Jay Prince got money. Put that money up, y'all believe on y'all guy. Put the fight on.
Hey, yo, man, I just heard, as many times as I listened to that, I still got something out of it different the next time. So the whole time I just missed that. I just went over that part. I just went over the fact that he said 2.5. That's the price. So it wasn't an offer. You got offered to fight him, but that's what you want to fight him. 2.5 million. Yeah. Didn't I tell y'all when they put the numbers out there publicly, it always is in bad taste? You never get a fight. You don't never get a fight. Shout out to Fresh Baker. You don't ever get a fight, bro. You don't ever get a fight, man. That's crazy. I don't know what to make out of that, bro. 1 million. Yeah. You did tell me that. 1 million was the offer. They turned it down. Now they can fight Zordo's undercard 628. Yeah, their original plan. Wow, man. What made them think that they could demand that kind of money to fight him, though? God damn, bro. I'm not even gonna put this on Kid Austin, bro. The only onus I'll put on him is I think he needs some separation. I think he need to be driving his own car, man. His dad, that's not gonna cut it. He can't be coming out making announcements like that, bro. You had the whole world thinking he was about to fight Abdullah Mason next. Now you turn that down because you got offered $1 million. What do you think they was gonna offer you to fight him? This shit is crazy, man. He's unreal, man. He's unbelievable, bro. He's unbelievable. Hey, look, man, I stand with Brian Norman Jr. though, because I want to hear from Champ, man. I know we've been hearing his team negotiate, we've been hearing his father speak, and I understand everybody got their feelings about that. But I would love to know what Brian Norman Jr. think about all this. I would love to know where he stand. I want to hear what he think, right? Because he the one that got to get in there. I do remember him saying he was slipping on his pimping and something to that effect. You know, now he back on his game or something like that. So I would love to know what he thinking about all of this, because if we being honest, bro, that's the fight to make. I mean, they revived 147. Brian Norman and Boots together, man. Boots been doing what he been doing, but I think with the emergence of Brian Norman Jr., I think that's the best fight to make. I really listen. I get y'all. I understand people want to feel like they a duck and this and that. I need to hear from the fighter. It's important to me that I hear from the fighter. I just don't look at Brian Norman as a guy that's scared to fight. You get what I'm saying? That's the same guy that went and willingly sparred for free. Like, you get me? I get it. It's a belt on the line. It's under the lights. People don't like to lose. I understand all that, but that's part of the game. Like, that's like saying you don't want to be great. I don't get that from Brian Norman. I don't get that from him. You get what I'm trying to say? I understand all that negotiation shit with his father saying, the back and forth, how people just don't agree with what he's saying and how they was doing business. But none of this is people asking to hear from the champ. I wouldn't want to hear from the fighter. I think that matters. What he says matters. I don't care whoever negotiate. I want to know what he think about everything. You get what I'm saying? I think it's real. Now, I mean, Boots kind of spoke on it more recently. I mean, they saying they ain't waiting around. Like, I see people trying to make arguments on both sides that neither one of them want to fight each other. I hear the case loud and clear with Brian Norman. They saying he a duck, right? But I get tired of that narrative. That can't be the narrative every time a fight don't happen. We can't do that. I just look at Brian Norman as a real fighter. I don't look at him as somebody that's scared to fight. I don't. I would love to hear what he think about all of this, though. You get what I'm saying? I really would, man. It's the fight to make. It's no other fight for them to make. I mean, you can go another direction, but why? You know what I mean? When you can go right for the smoke, shit. Your path to greatness is through Boots, and Boots' path to undisputed might involve Brian Norman as long as he got that belt. You get what I'm saying? So there's no way around it. If you truly want to be great, if you Brian Norman, then you accept the fight. You go make a fight with Boots Ennis. And if you Boots, you obviously want undisputed. You got to find a way to make that fight. You get what I'm saying? Got to, man. I got respect for Norman as a fighter. I don't see him being scared to challenge himself, right? But you never know what people are being advised to do behind the scenes. But I still want to know how you feel about everything that's going on and being said. Like, where do he stand on all this? You get what I'm saying? What do he feel like it'll take? I don't want to know nobody money, personal business, but what do he feel like it'll take for that fight to happen? I'm telling you, and Boots made that suggestion of sitting down and talking, and I think that's a realistic way to go about it. I said this before. I must keep saying it. That's logical to me. Now you trim out all the fat, the back and forth. You cut social media out. You keep the fans out of it, and y'all just do business. I mean, let's be real. That's the fight to make. Mario Barrios ain't probably getting in the ring with neither one of them. And I don't look at him as a scary guy either, just to be consistent. I respect him as a fighter. But like I said, people got plans, and they get advised to do shit. And I don't know, after having a draw where Abel Ramos is the next fight for him, Boots Ennis or Brian Norman Jr., with the way his face got broken up in that fight. Like, I just don't see them wanting to throw him in there right now with either guy. You know what I mean? Like I said, they sparred too many times for free. You get me? That's the way I think. Maybe I just think a little bit different than some people. They did this shit for free. He really went to where he was at for free and sparred him a bunch of times. What is it? They said 7 or 8 times. Like, if doing that, I don't think you're scary. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, you can't be a scary guy willing to go work with a dude like that. I really, we need this fight, bro. That's why I don't want to kill it by framing somebody as something that they not, because I don't think Brian Norman's scary, man. I really, really don't. I just don't, man. I mean, maybe he just, maybe his team, man, you know, maybe they overplaying their hand. I don't know. I can't say what they worth. TM was good with it. I can't say none of that, but I just know that that's the fight to make, and it'll be a damn good fight. Damn good fight. I think that's one of the best fights to make, man. I really do. Shout out to Big Dog Willie back in the super chat. He said, just do respect. Brian Norman Sr. is off the hook. We need to hear from the boxer himself. That's what you hear me saying that. That's what I'm saying. He's handcuffed by his pops. Hopefully the fight will happen. See, that's the thing, though. I think if people, I don't know if anybody is reaching out to Junior, but I've interviewed him a couple times, man. That dude, unless I'm gauging the energy all wrong, that dude is legit, bro. Like, he want to fight. Like, I just, that's the energy I get from him. I don't see him as being a scary guy or, you know, unwilling to risk it. I don't get that. And think about it. People trying to do it with Boots too. The argument with Boots is he's saying he's not sticking around. So he's not even going to try to make the fight again. So he really don't want the fight. He didn't call him out. So it's little weird arguments on both sides. But I'm here to say this, and this is for me. I can't speak for nobody else. Like I said, I've spoken to the fighter on more than one occasion. I've never got the notion that he's scared to risk it or scared to go out there and challenge himself. I never got that from him. I've never heard him speak on it and say, yo, you know what? I'm unwilling to go out there and fight this dude. I never heard him. It's people just like they're assuming that that's the case. And I get it because of what's being said from his pops. But for me, what the fighter says matters too. I just want to know what he thinks. And I would love to know. You know what I'm saying? They kind of need each other for real. Like, yeah, you know, Brian Norman could always go another direction and keep taking fights, making money, defending his title. But I think the real fight is that one. You know what I mean? And it's already been so much back and forth that it just need to happen. That shit is right there for the taking. It'll be 3 belts and 4 if you include the Ring magazine. Why shouldn't that happen? They 2 real dogs. It won't be the end of the world. Brian Norman was the win, lose. It's not the end of the world for nobody. It's the fight to make, to be honest. I really think so. Shout out to Big Dog Willie, man. My guy, man. Appreciate you, bro. I hope it happens too, man. And I'm like you, bro. I want to hear from the fighter. Because I like to get a fighter a fair shake. Like, I get it. People speak for the fighter all the time, but ain't nothing like hearing it from the person that actually got to get in there and do it. Man, he said Jen Psaki called out Norman via 12-page letter. Top rank PR allowed it. That fight seems more realistic to me. Yeah, man, Dub, I think you might be right, bro. I think you might be right, my guy. The Butcher, shout out to you. Said Norman Jr. spoke on the Boxing Voice in Mill City, and that's why they don't call him a duck. He did many interviews, and he will come on here. Yeah. I mean, he makes himself readily available to speak to the people. He always do. I hate when negotiations go public, yo. That is the whole issue. Whenever that happens, it always creates this friction with the fans because now it draws a line in the sand and people start to pick what side they level with more. I'm not in a position from my computer chair at home to tell neither fighter what they worth. That's for them and their teams to negotiate. But I will say, man, I think in order for Boots to get what he actually wants, some type of sacrifice gonna have to be made. I'm not telling him what he got to do, but apparently that's what has to happen, right? I'm not telling him what to do, how much money to give up, none of that. But a sacrifice obviously is gonna have to be made, or there's no way he's gonna be able to get that title as long as Brian Norman got it, right? But you made a sacrifice for Stan Jonas. I mean, I think it could always be done, man. That's just me, though. But we'll see. Shout out to my guy, the book. I thought it's Eddie Shanika offer. A lot of money they left with. I could take it or leave it. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'll say at least revisit it just to say, yo, you did everything you could to make the fight. Not saying that they ain't already do it, but it's right there for the taking, bro. It'd just be a disservice to boxing if that fight don't happen, in my opinion. You know? And look, it ain't got to happen right in the next fight. But at this point, like, don't overdo it. Don't overplay your hand. Like, we actually want to see them getting there with each other. You get what I'm saying? So, I don't know, man. Shout out to the Butcher, man, back in the super chat. Norman Jr. giving small platforms interviews, but we're quick to call him a duck. That's crazy. He helping us. That I just reserve that type of judgment. I try to understand where everybody coming from, because I get it. I hear the same argument. I hear the same talking points y'all hear, but oh man, yeah, I feel like for me, everybody got a price. Whether I can't tell them if they right or wrong, whether or not they'll get what they asking for, that's for them to figure out. But I feel like everything got their price. These dudes not scared to get in a ring and fight each other. And I definitely don't look at Brian Norman like that, for sure. I'll say that specifically about him. The Schofield people, what his father doing should be criminal at this point. Like, his father shouldn't even be allowed to do what he doing. But I don't look at Brian Norman in the same lens as I do what Schofield Sr. is doing. I just don't look at it the same. Appreciate you, bro. Shout out to the Butcher. Hey, he did his job on this one. Got Boots on the unification. He promote Boots mandatories with gas off and the IBF. Crocker, the groundwork is set for Boots versus Norman next, but this is boxing, right? And that's where I'm at with it, Dub, because I know Gissoff is out there, and I know he got a say in this too, right? I mean, Eddie Hearn, he on that side, so it might work in his favor. Shout out to Big Dre. Talib was good with it. So I'm with you, man, but it might just end up being another title defense for Boots, man. And I'm not going to lose my mind over it, because it is boxing. It is. Shout out to Big Dre and the Cash App.
What? This not funny. How am I supposed to get home? Hold on. Hold on. Here. $2. Take the train.
All right, Big Dre, man. Just for you, bro. Just for you, man. But yeah, man, shout out to Norman Sr., man. I don't take it personal, but I get it, man. People going, they're gonna take that information and they gonna make of it what they can, If look, the people feel like they clear. That's why I say putting the money out there and making negotiations public is very dangerous, because it'll almost put the people against you. And when they start looking at what you got paid in one fight as opposed to what you asking for in this fight, it shit just don't add up to the people. So they start telling you what you worth and it start to look bad. That's why I say that the biggest mistake is ever going public with negotiations. But I do think his intent, in my opinion, I think his intent was to try to be transparent with the people and give them, content and try to answer questions. I think that's what his intent was, but I think it ended up working against him, because in the long run, numbers came out, offers was made, multiple offers was made. None of them was accepted, and then the fight didn't come to fruition. So now y'all out in the cold looking like you don't want to fight, looking like you just asking for more and more money, and no matter what amount of money you get, you're not going to get in there. Some people are thinking that. I refuse to believe that. I do think people got a price, but again, public negotiations is always a bad sign for boxing. And I ain't never see it be different. I've never seen a public negotiation go well. Not since I've been following the sport. Every single time when somebody start throwing out money, just like I told y'all from the rip with Schofield Sr., when he start talking about 2.5, I'm like, there it go. First thing he talking about is money. Watch the fight. Watch something don't happen, because you're throwing money out there. You're throwing out numbers. And You know, but some people gonna make that argument, regardless of what anybody says, that Boots said the reason Stanionis fight happened is because he took money out of his purse. And unless they can make that same connection with Boots and Norman, they gonna criticize him for not being willing to make the same sacrifice. All I'm saying is just people making arguments on both sides. I really don't care for the arguments because I think people missing it. We got two real fighters. And if they could just do business behind closed doors, maybe we could get a fight. But the internet, YouTube, Twitter, none of this social media is not going to do it. We can't change shit for them. We're not going to be in the negotiations with them. So making any of this shit public is never going to have the effect that they're looking for. Shout out to Talib just for being real, my guy. Do Norman Jr. deserve $2 million? That's it. It's tough, right? Because they threw the numbers out there, so we kind of know what they asking for and where to start. I mean, look at it this way. You know how I look at it? I look at it like this. It's simple, man. Not to make it stressful. It's like this. It is for Eddie Hearn and Jaron Ennis. Is $2 million worth that belt? Is that belt worth $2 million to y'all? That's just what it's unfortunate. That's what it looked like it come down to. If they're not going to budge off that number, then it is what it is. If they feel like that's too much, they're going to be looked at as the ducks for asking. They're going to say they priced themselves out. They overpriced themselves. So it's going, but then it's going to be people that's going to say, Boots, you should have, made this happen. And I'm not going to make that argument, but that's what it looked like to me, man. At the end of the day, what sacrifice is the fighter and the promoter willing to make to get that other belt? And if they're not willing to do it, I don't think that makes them wrong. But I think that's what it boils down to. Simple, right? If it's nothing you could do, if that money is too much, then you go the other way. You get me? You just go the other way. I mean, you get me? Then you try to fight Barrios. Get me? Try to fight Barrios. You know what I mean? It is another champion. It ain't just Brian Norman out there. It is Barrios out there. We could always try to fight him. He dog, right? he said try to sell the belt. This is what I think, KO. This is what I think. And I hear you because I heard some people say that too. This is how I look at it. In my mind, this is my mind. And I would love to say it to Brian Norman. I'd love to talk to him because I'll say this. In my mind, I say if I'm wrong. Y'all looking at Boots. Well, I can't say that then. I really can't say that because he don't look at Boots as the best fighter in the world. But that's what Eddie Hearn sells him as, right? And I think the fact that they know openly Boots is like set on Undisputed. And I think they leveraging the belt. I ain't saying they right or wrong, but that's the best answer I could come up with. They like, yo, you need this belt more than we need to fight you because we younger. We could go in another direction. We probably got more time in the division. We got more time than you. We younger. So it's like, you get me? I know people don't rock with it, but maybe that's how they looking at it. Look, if we can't get the money we looking for to fight this guy, then we going to go another direction. And that's where the duck talk come in. But it just boils down to is what they're asking for worth it for Boots and Eddie Hearn as a team, right? Because I'm not telling them they should do anything other than what they've been doing. But that's how I see it. I think they're trying to leverage the fact that they know Boots need Undisputed, and they got to go through them. You get what I'm saying? For right now, why he got that belt. You know what I'm saying? So that's all. Right. He said they definitely leveraging the belt. So you do get where I'm going with it, right? I think that, but I don't know, man. I really, because he really sold like Brian Norman. Look, B. Norman, where is that, man? I got a quick clip. Where is that? Y'all know I'm the clip king. Y'all know I'm the clip king. I keep them. I had one. Where that? Where is it, man? Where B. Norman? Oh, hold on.
Imagine if Boots hit him on the chin. He going to sleep.
I know for a fact I can knock Boots out. Not just beat him, but knock him out.
Yo, Brian Norman not good.
They just been just building themselves up off of Boots, man.
Good, yo.
You know what happened when he came to the gym?
First thing first, that's a lie.
Major, we know for a fact his defense is not elite. His defense, he does not have elite defense, all right?
They on a social media tour right now. They talking, they trying to build their name up off me.
They've been doing it. That's what they've been doing.
They not really about it.
Boots and Bosa said we don't want to fight. We still here ready to fight.
What y'all doing?
Y'all gonna fight me, right? Yeah. Exactly.
He said everything but let's fight. That's what I heard. Y'all heard everything else. He didn't call my son name. He didn't say he want to fight him next.
I'm at 147 for a long time, and we can make that fight happen.
You see? I'm at 147 for a long time, and we can make that fight happen. So with that being said, I don't think it's push come to shove with them. And they looking at it as more urgent for you. So I think they're trying to leverage that to their advantage. You need it more than we do. We younger. You get what I'm saying? They ain't even expect us to be here. We can go in another direction, like you said, and take those lesser paydays. But I think obviously they willing to take them lesser paydays too, because those dudes don't present the level of danger I think Boots do. Maybe they don't feel like that, but that's how I look at it. We only got one Boots Ennis in this division. So ain't nobody else outside of Norman. Ain't no Boots Ennis's. You get what I'm saying? So that's how I see it. Yeah, Quavers ain't no damn Boots. You get me? And they done punched the fight out of them. But maybe that's what it is, bro. Maybe it's a leveraging tactic. I don't know. But I can't tell them they wrong for it, because they'll look like they wrong if you don't get the fight. If you never get it, then it's going to look like you didn't want it. It's going to always be people that make the case that you just really didn't want the fight. You never did. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to weigh you. Nah, but you get me. But it's to me, I look at it deeper than being scared, though. I don't get that. But it might be, I don't know. Might be them, like my guy be saying they overplaying their hand. Maybe that's something that people would say. I don't know. But it's like, bro, y'all need this too. I mean, they, you know what I'm saying? They need that little umph, man. Get them Normans that little umph, man. I'm for boxing, man. Pay the fighter so we can see the fight. You get me? Pay the fighter so we can see the fight, man. That's where I'm at. You get me? I ain't about to tell them what they ain't worth. I feel, oh yeah, I get it. But I'm just a fight. I'm just a boxing junkie. I just want to see the fights, man. I just want to see the fights. You know what I'm saying? And Eddie, make it happen, Eddie. You know what I'm saying? Hey, wrong, bro, because they talking spicy, but they saying you ain't got to do it right now. Nah, I get it. That's why I get it. I get y'all. But I still, like, for me, I just go down on that one. I'm never going to come up here and tell y'all Brian Norman Jr. is scared to fight. I'm never saying that. And I'm never saying that about Boots either. And it's crazy because they was just painting Boots as a duck with the Virgil situation. So we do this with every fighter. And I hate that narrative. I think it's deeper than ducking. And my guy keep telling me I need to make that a whole segment, but deeper than ducking is real, man. Because I just don't see them guys as being afraid of each other at all. It's Norman Jr. and Senior. They both sound really confident, man. I just hope they could, before it's all said and done, they can make the fight. But I just don't anticipate it coming next, though. So I won't hold my breath for it happening next. But I still got faith that fight can happen as long as they at 47 together and they both champions. I think it's an opportunity for it, man. But dude, Benavidez did versus Plant, set the B-side terms. I get you. Listen, like that's the thing. It's a lot of times it don't be no right or wrong answer, right? It don't. It just be, it's pros and cons to every decision made, right? And when you make a decision and people find out about it publicly, they're gonna have an opinion on it. So if you're going against what people think you should be doing, then everybody gonna feel like, you get what I'm saying? They keep talking about how much money he making in these fights compared to what he being offered, and people are not gonna let that go. And for that reason, they're not trying to hear that you deserve more money. They like, bro, you being offered more than enough. Just take what you got. You know what I mean? Take what we giving you. Take what we offering and go make the fight. So I get it, bro. Undisputed mean anything to Boots. They are not overplaying their hand. Yeah. And I think that's what it come down to behind the hands. Like, is it going to have to be an extra sacrifice made? And are they willing to do that? Is it worth it to them? Or is it like, it ain't that deep? That's what I'm telling you. It's that simple. It boiled down to, are you really willing to do it? Like, what do you have to do to make those fights? I mean, shit. He done it once, man. So you just never know, man. I think Boots really want them belts. So I'll hold out, I'll believe that it's still a chance. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Big Dre. Appreciate you in the super chat too, bro. As a young fighter, take it, get paid, get it back when Boots move up and go find Disputed and Boots go to 154. I mean, yeah, Like he playing with house money. I said this before because they counted him out against Santion. They didn't even think he'd be here, but he is. And his son was counting him out against Cuevas too. You know what I'm saying? And he passed that test with flying colors. So I just don't know. I would like to hear from B. Norman again, man. I don't want to be repetitive with questions, but some of this stuff people really, you want to know what they think, what he thinks, should I say, not they. B. Norman Sr. been around these YouTube streets. What about Boots going on 54? Just do you think he ready for 54? I think wherever Boots goes, he shines. I think wherever he goes, he shines because he that kind of talent. You know what I mean? I feel like just like any fighter, right? You go up to another weight class, you'll have to acclimate. But I think wherever Boots settle in, that is where he'll be, and he'll be good no matter where he at. But shout out to Big Dre, man. Appreciate the support. Might as well put up a lemonade stand. Oh man, KO is hell, bro. I stand with B. Norman though, bro, with that duck talk though, because I ain't going there. But I understand everybody, but I just got to be true to me. I think just a slight bit different, man. I think even without saying it, whether people gonna come out and say it, full well, both guys present a level of danger or a threat to each other. Even though you think one might beat the other, it's all good. But make no mistake, like fighting Boots would be the toughest challenge to date. Like I think that's fair enough to say. So I think people want to be compensated like it, right? Maybe people don't say it out loud, but when you hear Eddie Hearn talking about how that's the best fighter in the world, the thought of somebody getting in there with him, in my mind, they thinking like, yo, I want to get paid to fight the best fighter in the world. You get what I'm saying? And we got a belt too. We should be able to get paid. I think that's how they think. Yeah, maybe that's that don't work in business, but they obviously see that belt is worth something. Who's daddy say he undisputed already? So does the other belts don't matter? He say all we own. What's good with it? Damn, did he say that? Shout out to Big Dre, man. Hopefully Boots' team can put some plays together outside of boxing. Make up some of the money that he may have to sacrifice on the road to en route to undisputed. Absolutely, Ant McQueen. That's all. And we know he a real one. That's why no way I can look at Boots as what he doing is the wrong thing. You know what I mean? I think he really want to be great. You know what I'm saying? So, not to them. They say he regular. Yeah, I know. Yeah, they do. Sure, he ain't acting like that though. Yeah. Well, we know, man, that shit ain't regular, man. Neither one of them is like regular. Like them dudes is really champions. Them some two real dogs to me. Boots is a freak, man, freakishly athletic guy. Brian Norman is just a young stud coming up, man. He a beast in his own right. He's just a young, improving fighter. So, but Boots is a threat, is a challenge, no doubt, man. I don't care what nobody say, man. You can tell who broke people that always something to say about somebody's money. Yeah. See him ask for a pick. That's what I'm telling you. That's why I try to be very civil with the way I look at this stuff, man. I think Barrios is a bigger fight, in my opinion. Why not go that way? That's what I'm saying. I think the conversation could kind of shift to Barrios to a degree. You get what I'm saying? Because it ain't just Boots there. It ain't just Brian Norman. It's Barrios that's kind of being left out of the mix, right? Like he ain't getting none of the heat, but he's there too. You have to pay the book. Yeah, man, bro. To see, I love it when you say it, man. Hey, Dub, because I thought I was crazy. This is you pretty much saying the same thing I'm saying. So you saying the term boogeyman because that's really what it is. You might have to pay the boogeyman prices. It don't sound right. I'm not saying that that's the right way, but that's the way people are looking at it. I'm fighting this boogeyman, the best fighter in the world. Man, I got to get paid. But see, I get it on the other end too, because KO, like, man, y'all saying this dude ain't good. He ain't this, he ain't that. So is it this or is it that? We know what it is. That's fighter talk. They supposed to talk a certain way, but I think they know that that's a challenge. And I think that's fair, but it's a challenge on both sides, man. I was surprised when Boots said Brian Norman wasn't good. I was like, I don't see that. I don't see him not being good, not at all. Barrios asking for 2.5, man. So I can rock with you. Shout out to my dog, Talib, man. You already know, man. I bet Barrios on more than 1.8. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. That's all I'm saying. Like, I know it's like, bro, shit, Barrios there too. His ass should be wanting to make a move. He the oldest out of the champions. He the oldest. He definitely should want smoke. Barrios is there. PBC not going to be willing to lose 2 welterweight belts the same year. Barrios going to be hidden from the world. Yeah. A lot of people saying that. Yo, that's why I've been quiet. I heard some fisticuffs got put on Barrios too. That's why he been quiet. They've had BAM unification in the works for Dallas. Yeah, Reef L-Dub put that out. Shout out to the fax machine. That's why I tell y'all to go tap into him, bro. Difference is Barrios and pun faking. Yeah, he a little quiet. Oh man. Do you think it's a chance that fighter and team not on the same accord? Because it seemed like it was some communication issue when it came to Boots and the Virgil situation, right? And remember, Boots was like, he gonna make sure that he on top of his business so that this stuff don't happen again. And you heard Brian Norman say something very similar. So all I'm saying, for me, I just would love to see them give it another go. You know what I'm saying? It's right there to be made, bro. It really is. And it's been so much back and forth that it's what people want. It's what everybody want. Barrow's getting that Manny fight. Tank can fight Jake. Got no problem with it. I hear Manny say he want to fight Tank. Manny got to chill, bro. Manny trying to go to the upper room, man. He got to relax. He got to go relax. Enjoy life, bro. Who's got to have another shaky performance to get a fight, or overpay Tay in their minds, like, because that's what they'll be doing, overpay. So they might have to, and that might sound crazy, but I'm pretty sure this shit has happened before, and it really for both sides, bro. It all comes down to what are you willing to sacrifice or risk. You get what I'm saying? There's sacrifice and risk that Boots can take on, and the same thing for Norman. It's sacrifice and risk on both sides, and who willing to sacrifice or risk the most, you know? Barrett's gonna pop out for that, but only for that 2.5. Shout out to Melanie Queen. Appreciate you, man. He fights trash. Jake Paul fights trash. Tank versus Roach and nothing else. Yeah. Nah, I'm just saying Manny. I heard Manny want to fight Tank. Not Tank want to fight him though. No, Manny. I heard Manny might have mentioned Tank name recently. Manny versus Tank money fight. You can't be mad at it. Yeah, Manny might get sent to the upper room playing around. He gotta relax. He got to relax. Take it easy. Manny will be inducted in the Hall of Fame in June. I don't think he's coming back. I don't think so either. I don't think so. We don't need to see him back. He's done enough for the sport. Manny Pacquiao don't need to throw another punch in a professional boxing ring again in his life. And I'm completely cool with what he giving us, man. He was a dog and when he was here. And always gave it his best. And even when he got knocked out cold, he got up and smiled. And that right there, at that point, I stopped having any like little weird feelings towards Manny for the most part. When I seen him get flatlined like that and he got up and he didn't care, like he was just so nonchalant, I was like, is this dude smiling? Like he's smiling. He don't care. I was like, yeah, I think I kind of like him now. Too many people get put to sleep like that and wake up with that kind of energy. Bro was good. He was like, hey, it's a fight. That's what happened. I'm like, yeah, I like Manny. Yeah, he is. Live your life, man. I hope he got, money, made his money and put it to the side. Yeah, he was smiling. Yeah, that check hit. But he was just, he was like, man, hey. I done seen people cry at the close losses, let alone getting flatlined and knocked out cold. So crazy. But I don't know, man. It's going to be a conversation that's going to go on for a while, man. Look, I don't know if it'll ever be another welterweight champion, but I think the path is obviously there for Boots. The groundwork is there. And he even got other options to take just in case, unification ain't the very next thing for him. So Boots, I think as long as he got a nutritionist, he looked a lot more comfortable at the weight. I think as long as that 10-pound rehydration is a thing of the past, he good. I think he good. I think he preserved himself a bit down there at 47, and that's where you're going to be at. hopefully he do get the chance to chase the ultimate goal of being undisputed, because that's really 2 fights away, with being honest. And he'd probably be the favorite in both of them, right? So it is what it is. Shout out to Brian Norman and Senior. I don't got nothing towards them. I definitely never called them ducks. I just don't look at it that simple, right? And the reason why, because every single time in boxing where a fight don't happen, we do this. And then the fight will turn around and happen, right? I seen Edwin De Los Santos get called a duck. Now they saying the fight is on. Do you see what I'm saying? I seen Terrence Crawford get called a duck and he fought Errol Spence. I seen Errol Spence get called a duck and he fought Terrence Crawford, right? I seen too many people get framed as ducks and fight the very same person they was being accused of ducking. David Benavidez was accused of ducking David Morrell. They actually fought. You get what I'm saying? So people don't come back and be like, nah, Benavidez never ducked. So that is just, that's why I hate that. I hate the narrative. I always think it's something deeper than that. Because in all those situations, I was told the same thing. These guys were scared of each other and ducking, and then they fight. And it's like, oh, well, nah, well, they still was ducking. And it's like, man, give it a rest. I'll have to defend his belt. KO. He said, man, Boots about to have to defend his belts over and over and over again before moving up. That'd be crazy, though. That'd be wild if he do. Nah, I'm gonna hold out some optimism because I believe in Brian Norman Jr. I do. I believe in him, even if the people don't. I know what the consensus is, that he don't want to fight, but I refuse to believe that. I refuse to believe that because I look at him as a real fighter. Same for Boots, and I'll leave it with that. So that's my time for today, man. Another dope build in the books. Shout out to everybody rocking out with your boy. Appreciate the love. Appreciate y'all rocking out to the end of the show. I think GGG done that. Heard from none of them. Then GGG done took his checks and slid, bro. Let me debate. You could always, man. If KO want to do it, if y'all want to do it, y'all always welcome, bro. Always. Legacy remains my dog, man. My God, appreciate you, KO. Shout out to everybody rocking out. All the love, all the Cash App, Super Chats, man. Y'all the real MVPs. We're going to keep building. Another dope build in the books. And we'll be back tomorrow. Y'all already know, man. So he said, I don't remember once I asked for it. GGG saying Olympic boxing. I think GGG selling energy drinks, getting fat, man, gaining weight, living life, man. Last time I seen him, he was like I don't want to say ambassador, but he was like promoting an energy drink or something to that effect, something like that. Norman said the number, pay him or leave it alone, stay away from the roaches. Shout out to the butcher, man. My guys, Talib, right? And I think they should pay at the end of the day, yo, Talib, because it's for boxing. Make the sacrifice, man. Boots worth the investment. Y'all make that back. Just like somebody was saying, I think Ant McQueen said maybe he could, formulate a plan where he can make back any potential money that he may lose out on having to sacrifice en route to Undisputed. And I rock with that. But with that, man, much love to everybody. Appreciate y'all. I'll see everybody tomorrow. Peace to the fam.
Yo, you know the deal. We back again. We never slacking. Word 'em up. Ladies and guys, whether if you drunk or you high, it's time to pay respects to the illest man alive. If you think you got a point, he'll shrink you down to size. And from there it's downhill like a slinky or a slide. Open your eyes, got a deep connection with the rise, so you might see them jump in whenever they go live. Peep it, this channel blowing up now, it's not a secret. With tons of exclusive interviews to listen to. Them other channels I hate, but yo, they missing clues. They start narratives, sip the goose and twist the truth. It don't take a rocket scientist to get the proof. Just click the live at 4 p.m. Eastern time. But when you chime in, make sure you keep it kind. But if cowards want to debate, then it's feasting time. My man Jusdu shine busy all the time. Grind 24/7, 365. Videos he might have 365. My rhyme sick, they make you do a 365. You get a rich if you think you fit to survive. It's Jusdueboxing, time to click the live. Ain't no beginners, if you soft, you ain't down to ride. I crush you, respect too, it's Jusdu. He got the illest boxing show on the internet. The boy been a threat and he ain't even had dinner yet. Word 'em up. Yeah. You know what time it is. $4 p.m. Eastern. Click the link.
In the building. Make sure y'all subscribe to Just Do Boxing.
Just Do Boxing in the building. 4 o'clock shorty, man. Y'all make sure y'all check him out. He's going to be live today at 4 o'clock, man. And he's going to be spewing some good stuff as he always do with an unbiased approach, man. He's probably the most unbiased channel on YouTube.
What's going on? And one of my favorite channels, if y'all into that pugilistic perfection, if y'all into that boxing, that's that boy Just Do Boxing here on YouTube. Make sure y'all check out Just Do Boxing, the only unbiased boxing channel on YouTube, because